Everyone
Grace
knows
Robbins is, and guess who is coming? Mark Harris, how are you?
Hello. Hi.
Mark
He
Harris.
made the most wonderful dinner for me and invited all my friends.
And first of all, the dinner party was for Miss Grace.
Absolutely. It's in honor of Grace
Thank
Robbins
you.
leaving New York, coming back home to reality. See, New York soul boots is not reality. Too much money. The only thing they have is Giuliani.
No, not quite true.
What else?
No.
Tell me.
But Grace, darling, you're moving, you're packed your bags, and you're
I
going
know.
back to Manhattan.
I know.
And looking for a
And
husband.
looking for a husband.
I'm
My
not,
God.
I'm
But
not.
The book,
You're not, I am.
No.
Tell me about the book, Grace. What's happening with the book?
Well, I just got a publisher today.
Great.
Yes. Incredible. It's General Publishing. Very, very important publishing company.
Right.
And they
did
love...
Mr. Blackwell's book, I think, too.
That's right. And they love my book, especially the title.
What is the title?
Cinderella and the Carpetbagger.
Oh,
hey,
that's good.
What is Mark
I have a
Harris's
book coming
title?
out.
Oh,
yes.
I do.
I didn't know that.
But it's not that many words. It's Hollywood in focus. Martha, should rest in peace, left me more than 3,000 pictures. Part of them, Frank Sinatra, Lucy and Desi, Lana Turner, Al Jolson and Ruby Keeler together, Bing Crosby, Bob Hope. They go on and on ad infinitum.
Wonderful coffee table.
It's
right?
a coffee table
That's
book,
exactly
right. Hollywood in focus.
But your book is not going to be a coffee table.
No,
Tell us about
it's
that.
more bedroom.
Bedroom. Grace, you look wonderful, darling.
Thank you, darling.
Living in New York, tell me about the excitement, Miss Robbins, living in New York, because you're a lady of the world. You have yachts. You've traveled all over the globe. Same as Mark Harris. Mark, you've been living in Berlin, traveling back and forth to Bel Air
Und
to
ich spreche
Berlin.
alles auf Deutsch jetzt. Ich kann
How many-
denken alles in Deutsch.
How many languages Mark Harris?
Four.
Four, really?
On certain nights, I pretend not to know one.
Grace, traveling around the world,
Yes.
living in these wonderful places, living in New York, you must meet a lot of stockbrokers. Tell me about them.
Actually, I've met quite a few.
That's what New York really has, right?
How's that? What's them called?
Architects and stockbrokers.
Right. But you know what is interesting? Meeting someone who's on that floor. Now, if they can take that tension every day, all
Yeah,
that
oh,
stress,
Right.
they have to be fantastic.
Yes.
Or a lot of Xanax. I gotta go.
Okay. But Mark, the wonderful picture. Tell me about this picture of Martha Ray up here.
Well, unfortunately, the artist who painted it passed away. He's not with us anymore. He did Julie Budd over there,
Julie Budd.
Barbara Streisand over there, and the one that's an ensemble of Howard Stern and Martha Ray. You saw that? You got to take a photo in the other room. And Debbie Reynolds and Brutally and
But
Jeffries.
Mark, tell me about the house. Now,
Oh.
this house is
It's-
incredible.
it's-
Isn't it
It's
great?
beautiful.
Isn't it lovely?
Bel Air's other museum.
We're on
I
Bel
know.
Air up in the
Right near the Getty, and this is the Mark Harris Museum, and it's a museum. It is. Oh, the polishing.
It's beautiful.
And go see the Martha Ray bedroom suite, all in lavender and white, bedroom set from the 1930s.
But there's one thing I adore, which you did. You donated all Martha Ray's memorabilia.
Yeah, the war memorabilia in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Stop in. There is a museum for Martha Ray right next to the John Wayne room. Yeah.
Right. That's wonderful, Mark, what you did.
She deserves it.
You're a wonderful man. And a lot of people called you a gigolo at the beginning of this.
I like that. I don't ruin that. Don't take that away from me.
Don't take it away.
My chances of being a gigolo are so good. If you have a husband or a mother, watch them both, because I can take either one.
How about the Howard Stern thing? You're always on the Howard Stern.
But I'd never sleep with him. I'm just on the show.
I know.
What is this between you and Howard Stern?
Yeah, Grace.
I want to know.
Beauty and the Beast. Guess who's who?
You're wonderful, Mark. Great personality.
Okay,
Honest.
let me go to the party.
Thank you for my
Your
beautiful party. Thank
you deserve
I
it.
You're
love
wonderful,
it.
Mark. Grace Robbins.
Yes.
Coming back to L.A. Now you're going back to New York,
Yes.
giving your beautiful
Yes.
apartment. And, tell
Well,
me.
you know, I love L.A., but New York to me, oh, you know, I was born and raised there, and I met Harold Robbins there.
You did. How did you meet him?
Oh, what a story. You'll read about it in my book.
Okay.
It was very serendipitous.
You were working for an agency, an ad agency.
At Gray Advertising, I was a casting director.
Right. You were a casting director.
And he heard that there was a cute casting director at Gray, and he wanted to meet me. You read the rest.
Okay.
All right.
Grace Robbins, wonderful.
Thank you, darling.
Wonderful.
I love you.
I love you, and thank you for wonderful seeing
You're
you.
a dear friend.
Happy party. Terry Moore, how are you?
I am wonderful, Skippy.
You're seeing wonderful people here. This is
Yes.
a wonderful man. He's a wonderful doctor, right?
Yes, Dr. Levine.
Right.
Dr. Levine.
It's Dr. Divine.
How are you tonight, Skippy?
Oh,
She could tell you Divine.
she is right.
He's just
yes,
a Dr.
Grace.
Divine.
I know. Jacqueline Stallone, is this your new Divine, darling?
Yes.
Yes, it's.
Yes.
I hope so.
Ah, you two are a twosome, right?
Well, I
Is that
hope I am.
Mm-hmm. Very
Well,
definitely.
We're here at the.
When you go to the proctologist, it's hands in so many asses, you don't know what's at the end of the night.
Tell me, we're here at the beautiful home of Mark Harris, and you're looking at that picture up there of Martha Ray. What do you think when you, because you knew her very well.
I did
and
too.
You did too, of course. What do you think, lovely Terry Moore, what do you think when you see that picture every time?
I think of all the laughs and fun we had together and all the parties we had here. And it's like she's still kind of looking over us. And I think back to when she was married to Buddy Westmore, who I loved and adored. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
See, I always think of
And he
Nick
was my
Condos.
makeup
I always
man.
think of Nick Condos.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
And why don't I ever think, no one ever thinks of those people.
Well,
Got 'em
I had such a crush as a little girl on Buddy Westmore. By then they were divorced, and I used to just sit and look up at him, and they used to always accuse me, the Westmores, of having a Westmore nose. In fact, Frank Westmore, the 19th son, which was after Buddy, took me to my high school graduation. Yeah.
You look wonderful. What's your secret, Miss Terry Moore? You're just doing films, you're producing?
Yeah, staying busy, and of course I do yoga. I love yoga.
Jacqueline Stallone, you have a new thing coming out now, a book, matter of fact, I understand.
It
Tell
is.
me about
About a couple months. Star Power 2. About 2 more months.
It's
It's
Power
fantastic.
2.
It'll be a bestseller, I'm sure.
Is this the astrology thing?
Of course, that's all I write about.
What's Terry Moore's sign? What is your
Capricorn, I know for years and years and years. I know she.
What is that? Is that right?
Oh, she's an Earth sign. What is it? It's what she is. Well, what do you mean?
And
Is
how
it
about your
good?
doctor here?
Scorpio, the highly
Scorpio.
sex sign.
And you are a Sagittarius,
Yes,
aren't
the
you?
one who won't quit. Scorpio will never stop seeking. Terry would like to have some peace and quiet for a change.
But Terry's married to a,
Virgo.
what's your son's
When
did you get married?
Well, whatever.
What do you mean, whatever?
We've been together 17 years. Yes. He is a Virgo and I'm a Capricorn, which is perfect.
Marriage in practice, but not on paper. That's the way I want it.
I love Jacqueline.
That's the way I'm going to do it.
Is that what you're going to do?
Oh,
You're gonna do it on
absolutely.
paper. You're gonna
In practice, not on paper.
The music's starting, and I want to say, Jacqueline, Terry.
Outrageous but lovely,
wonderful.
isn't she?
Love you.
Thanks, Skippy.
Enjoy the party.
We will.
Here I am with Robert McNair, the one and only, the greatest singer ever.
Thank
Hello.
you. Hi, Skippy.
What's happening with Miss Robert McNair?
Oh, well, right at this particular moment, I'm working on doing a concert with a symphony called the Southeast Symphony. Do you know that organization?
No.
Okay, well, you should. It's an organization of I would say black, Asian, Spanish.
It's international.
Well, yeah, but ain't no white folks in it.
No, what? No,
No,
Okay.
because they have their own symphony.
Right.
But like for 50 years, they have been sponsored. Now I've just heard about this symphony, but they want me to do a Gershwin night with them.
Ooh.
That won't be until December, but that's
Right.
what I'm working on now. And of course, in between, I have some other, one-nighters and
What do you
things
mean
to
by white? White? You know, said I'm Italian, half Italian, half Jewish. Honey, I got everything mixture in me, so I don't know if I'm a white person or what. I don't know what you mean by white person. I don't think there is no white person, really, honey. I really don't think so. But
Well-
Barbara, I'm looking at you right now. Ooh, girl.
Looking
she is
at you.
looking. That's, honey, your face. You're beautiful.
Oh,
and
thank
little
you.
makeup, ladies and gentlemen.
I
I'm
don't wear
saying-
makeup.
That's
I wear
I'm
eye
looking-
makeup, that's
you know
all.
something? You're gorgeous. What is that secret of
you.
yours, my love?
Having no children.
That's a good secret. I mean, that's a good secret.
I don't have to worry.
That's right. Robert McNair,
Yes.
you've been in the business a long time. You had your own
very
television
long.
show.
Very long.
It was
Yes.
called the Robert McNair Show here in Hollywood.
Oh, no.
No?
I
In
did.
New York?
No, you're right. I did the
And
first
what
year
year?
here and the
That's
second
right.
year in Canada.
Canada,
That's right. That's right.
And moved to Canada.
Yes, we moved to Canada because
Canadians love you anyway.
well,
they love
yes.
good talent there.
Yes, they do, and they give you a much better value
Oh, true.
for the amount of money you have to spend. So
Right,
that's why we
right,
moved up to
right,
Canada.
right.
But it was wonderful. shows. I got to have so many great guests, you know.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from, well, I was born in Chicago, but I was raised in Racine, Wisconsin.
Racine, Wisconsin. I was in Rockford, Illinois, near there.
That's very near there. I was just in Racine over the 4th of July weekend.
Kidding. What were you doing there?
I was the marshal of the 4th of July parade.
I wonder, how did it feel?
Oh, it was fabulous. Everybody, as I'm going down the street, hi, Barbara, welcome home,
your
welcome
children,
home.
When you were a little girl.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. And then I gave a concert. Oh, it was a wonderful experience.
Robert McNair, favorite song. Do you have a favorite
Yes,
song?
I certainly do. It's called Autumn Leaves. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. C'est une chanson que nous ressemble, toi qui m'aimais, moi qui t'aimais. Nous vivions tous les deux ensemble, toi qui m'aimais, moi qui t'aimais. Mais la vie sépare ceux qu'ils aiment, et doucement, sans faire de bruit, et la mer efface sous le sable désunis, désunis, désunis.
Does Robert McNair have many loves in her life?
Oh, I've had many, honey.
Okay.
Oh, I always keep me one.
Robert McNair, you're here at Martha Ray's house.
Yes, we
and
are.
We're here celebrating Grace Robbins coming in from New York.
Yes,
and
it's so
this
nice
is
to
this
see
lovely dinner
Grace.
party for her.
Yes,
at
yes.
Mark Harris. And tell me, every time you come into this house and see Martha Ray's picture, what do you think of when you're looking at Martha Ray's picture?
Well, you know what I remember, because I didn't know her very well. I
Well, we
only
met her at
knew
the end,
her,
towards
yes,
the end.
through what Mark did for her,
Yeah.
through the events he would have for her,
Right.
and the wonderful dinners, and how happy I know he made her.
He certainly did.
And that's what I remember. And, I did meet her once at a
You did?
parade. At a parade.
The Irish Parade.
The
I
Irish
was there.
Parade,
I was
yes,
there.
yes,
Don't
yes.
you remember?
Yes.
That's
and you
right.
remember we stopped in a
That's
place
right.
for a
That's
drink.
right. You got it.
And
Now.
Martha took her teeth out and stirred the drink with her
You
teeth.
remember
Oh,
that.
I remember that.
St.
I
Patrick's
forgot about
Parade
that.
in LA.
Exactly,
That
exactly.
was a wonderful. That,
Yes.
I love
yes.
you, darling.
Thank you. I
Thank
love
you.
you too, Skippy.
God bless you, honey.
Thank you.
Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Ni les biens comme fait, ni les mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Cette pays balayé, oublié, je me fais dépasser avec mes souvenirs. J'ai allumé le feu, mes chagrins, mes plaisirs. Je n'ai plus besoin d'eau. Balaler les amours avec leur trémolo. Balayer pour toujours, je repars à zéro. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien, car mes vies, car mes joies, aujourd'hui, ça commence avec toi.
Okay. Grace Robbins. Hello, Grace.
It was early one morning. I was on my way to school. Early Monday morning, I was on my way to school. That early Monday morning, when I broke my mother's rule. Bye-bye, cherry. Bye-bye, cherry, bye-bye. Ooh, bye-bye, cherry. Bye-bye, cherry, bye-bye. That early Monday morning, when I broke my mother's rule. No school. That's it.
Just a gigolo, and everywhere I go, people know the part I'm playing. I'm paid for every dance, selling each romance, every night some heart betraying. There will come a day my youth will pass away. Then what will they say about me? When the end comes, I know they'll say just a gigolo as life goes on without me. When the end comes, I know they'll say just a gigolo as life goes on and on and on as life goes on without me and you. Such a calling card.
I can't give you anything but love, baby. That's the only thing I've plenty of, baby. Dream a while, scheme a while, you're sure to find happiness. And I guess all those things you've always pined for. Gee, I'd love to see you looking swell, my pretty baby. Diamond rings that Woolworth doesn't sell. Oh, baby, till that lucky day, you know darn well, baby, I can't give you anything but love. Yeah.
Maybe burn. The gale that never will drown, believe me. She'll float for days. How about it? What do you think, Mark?
Well, she made the house solid.
Well, Mark.
No tremors, nothing happened.
Well,
Yeah,
Mark,
wow.
you have to understand, Mark.
Yeah.
Martha Ray and Mamie and I, we all were in
Vietnam
together.
Yes, that's
and
right.
those were great days, weren't they?
They really were.
Some of the memories.
Vietnamese ever win.
Now, those are the GIs, darling. Tell me about the memories of Martha Ray in Vietnam.
Well, we toured all the Vietnam fire stations in the 60s, and I think I was over there twice, and I don't know how often Martha was over. And you were over there quite often, too.
Right.
And we hit all the stations that Bob Hope didn't hit. And
Exactly. He was in Bangkok, wasn't he?
Yeah, he slept in Bangkok. I slept with the grunts.
That's right. We had some good times.
I was there for 3 months, and it was really hell, you know.
Well, Mamie, thank you very much for the boys and everyone in America. God bless you.
Thank you.
And God bless you, Martha Ray.
First I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. And I grew strong. And I learned how to get along. And so you're back from outer space. I just dropped in to find you here without that look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you change the key. If I'd have known for just 1 second you'd be back to follow me. Oh, now go, walk out the door. Just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? You think I'd crumble? Do you think I'd lay down and die? Oh, no, not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. And I got all my life to live, and I got all my love to give, and I'll survive. I will survive. Hey, hey. Woo! Thank you.
Valerie Cologne, come on, let her hear it out there. How about it? Sally Cologne, where are you from, honey?
Chicago.
Chicago, my favorite city. I want you to feel at home tonight.
Thank you.
Stick them up.
Thank you. Oh.
Oh, I don't mean that. Oh, forgive me, darling. I love Chicago.
Give them a sense of pride
And make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill my needs. A lonely place to be. And so I learned to depend on me.
I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live when I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away
my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me.
The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself
It is the greatest
love of all.
Sally, you're wonderful. Mark, wonderful.
From memories, the last time I sang it was at my oldest daughter's Sweet 16, and that's a long time ago.
Oh, boy, you were wonderful. Let's give Sally and Mark a nice round of applause once again.
Sorry. Let me hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, oh John.
Carey
the table's waiting. There's your man at the globe. I'm a mile away. Life is a cabaret or charm. Only a cabaret or charm. And
Now that was pitiful. That was pitiful. And we call ourselves professionals?
One of my favorite cities in America is New York, but I'm in the West Coast, and I must say it is San Francisco. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a nice round of applause once again for Miss Barbara McNair, the one and only. Hello, Barbara.
the loneliness of Paris seems somehow sadly gay. The glory that was wrong was of another day. I've been terribly alone and forgotten in Manhattan. I'm coming home to my city by the bay. I left my heart in San Francisco, high on a hill. It calls to me to be where little cable cars climb halfway to the stars. The morning fog may chill the air. I don't care. My love waits there. My love waits in San Francisco, above a blue and windy sea. When I come home, once in a lullaby.
There you are.
What, I'm here with Jonathan Harris, one of the great voices of Hollywood.
God's truth, yes.
Ooh, listen to that voice. Jonathan Harris, Lost in Space, one of great films. I mean, great movies.
Yes.
Tell me about it. Where are you from
I
originally?
was born in New York City. And I have been all over the world, hence this crazy accent, whatever it is, mid-Atlantic or mid-what at all. But it's my sound, and that's what I sell for money.
And look at this wonderful face. Believe me when I say beautiful face. Jonathan's one of a kind. I mean, Hollywood's one. When did you first discover yourself in films? How old were you? First film?
Let me see. First film was 1953.
Really?
Paramount Pictures. Botany Bay. I discovered Australia.
Ah.
I was a convict with Alan Ladd.
Ooh.
And together we discovered Australia. More's the pity, they tell me.
Jonathan, working with Alan Ladd, Paramount's one of Paramount's great stars.
Yes.
And working with this man, what did you learn from him? Have you learned anything from...
Not one thing.
Nothing?
No.
What kind of guy was our...
Very nice. He was very nice and very short.
Yes. Is it true they used to put him on a box?
You are asking the original. I was dug into a trench every morning, and Alan was propped up on apple boxes, and I looked up adoringly at him. My neck was in a disaster state for 16 weeks, but he was a very nice man. he didn't seem to mind somehow about being short. Well, why should one mind? Anyway, he was very nice to work
Jonathan Harris, you started in theater.
Yes.
I presume with that voice you had to start in theater.
Yes, in the good days on Broadway.
On Broadway, very first Broadway show.
Heart of a City, 1942.
Who was that? Heard of this?
Oh, God. Margot Graham. Do you remember Margot Graham? Margot Graham.
Yes.
Beverly Roberts.
Okay.
Dennis Hoey. A cast of favorites. It was a marvelous play. And it was my first play, and I had 10 lines in it, which I spoke loud and clear.
Is that the secret? Speaking loud and clear? So
when in doubt, loud and clear. They never know. I have done musicals. I don't sing nor dance, but I've done both. Loud and clear. Yes.
Jonathan's from New York.
Yes.
Originally. Got into the business.
Yes.
You studied acting with who?
No, studied acting by acting.
That's the secret. Did you hear that? Studied acting by acting.
I was too poor to go to a school.
So you
had no money.
The best Shelley Winters always tells me, listen to the actor and you'll react.
That's how I learned. I learned to watch my betters and my worsers. There was something to be learned in both areas, and to this day, I watch my betters.
Who's some of
but
the
not my worsers?
Who is the favorite betters you loved that you've learned from? Come on, wait.
Stage or screen?
Really?
Stage or screen?
I say stage first. And then we'll get...
I guess Paul Muni.
Oh, yes.
He was superb.
And screen?
Screen. Can't think of anybody, really.
Really?
I've worked with a lot of very, very good actors. Maybe Michael Rennie, with whom I did my first television series, and came to love him. He was a lovely man. We were very good friends. And I learned a lot about movie acting from him.
Really?
About standing still. Because as a stage actor, one almost never stood still. One had to project to the second balcony because those people paid the money. On the screen, you need not project. There's a microphone like that, picking it all up. And I learned a lot from watching Michael and working with him about doing the same emotional intensity but quieter, you see.
How did Jonathan get this role, Lost Space?
Oh, yes.
Just by an accident or?
No accident at all, my dear man. What do you say? There are no accidents.
Okay. How did it?
1965. I have total recall, I warn you.
Yeah.
I got a telephone call from my then agent, whose name escapes me at the moment. And he said, Irwin Allen is doing a series called Lost in Space at 20th Century Fox. And he wants to see film on you. And I said, really? What is the part? Well, he said, I don't know, said Mr. 10%. I said, well, you tell Mr. Allen that I will not show him possibly the wrong film, but I will show him the real thing, me. And he said, he's not going to like that. And I said, tough. Of course, you know, that ain't what I said at all. And he called for 20 minutes and said, Irwin Allen wants to know who the hell you think you are, and he'll see you at 4 o'clock. And that's how I got this plum.
It is a plum.
Oh, it's a plum.
This really got your name out there.
I think I've done 612 television films.
But this did it.
This is the plum. Yes, it's the plum. And I'm very grateful.
What's the most joy that you have here in Hollywood? Could you share some joy that you...
I have tremendous joy. I live in a lovely house with a lovely wife of many, many years. And I have a marvelous son who attends to his parents and loves them dearly. Says he does. It's because he wants all that money, you see. And calls up 4 times a day, which is lovely, you see. And I adore going to work. I am the king of the voices.
You really?
Oh, yes.
You are. You are the king of voices.
Oh, yes. I'm now doing the animated Disney new feature film called It's a Bug's Life. We're all bugs. I am the praying mantis. Referred to in the script as the Magnificent Manny. They've been reading my fan mail. And Madeline Kahn is in it, and Phyllis Diller, and David Hyde Pierce. Wonderful. They're wonderful to work for. And I have a new series for Columbia TriStar called Channel Umpty 3, in which I play the meanest son of a bitch in the world. In the world!
You keep yourself busy, Jonathan.
Yes. Oh, yes. I adored it.
You adored the business.
I have great joy in my work. When it stops, I will stop.
Jonathan, You're an absolutely delight to talk to.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Really a delight.
Thank you so much.
God bless you. Bye. Nice seeing you. Here I am with Carol Lindley.
So, Skippy, you want an autograph?
Carol Lindley, the birthday party, you were there.
Yes, it was a great birthday
Couldn't see you
party.
much. Couldn't see you.
Well, there were so many people. You were really quite, what would you say, a popular birthday boy. It was
Carol
a big
Lindley,
party.
You came out to Hollywood at a very, very young age.
Yes.
Let's see. You have a young picture here, a real young picture. We can see how beautiful you were.
know,
Yes. well.
No, that's
it does,
not. No, we're talking young. I
mean
sold
young,
so
young.
much. Oh, yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
I sold so much yesterday.
You've been
that
working here. I mean, really selling a lot of pictures
I
here.
did. I'm
at the Beverly Garland. And they have this every year.
Here you go.
Here is a very young Carol Lindley. Look how beautiful. This film was.
I was a little
what was this
pudgy.
film?
Holiday for Lovers with Clifton Webb.
Clifton Webb, working with Clifton Webb.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, and Jane Wyman.
And Jane Wyman.
Yeah, and Joe St. John.
Oh, who's this?
Gardner McKay.
Oh, look at this. Look at that. Isn't that great? Carol Lindley.
Yes.
Carol Baker.
Sorry, I can't stop myself.
Baker's
Yes.
story. I love your part you did. Carol, portraying Carol Baker.
No, Harlow.
Harlow.
Yeah.
I'm always confused with Carol Baker and Harlow. That's it.
Well, that's because she played Harlow too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, there were two versions of it. I had started, mine was Electronovision, which was an experiment that really didn't work. And we had a 3-week rehearsal period. And my mother was played during the rehearsals by Judy Garland.
Right.
And Judy came to me the day before we started shooting and said, Carol, this is a piece of I'm leaving. And I said, no, Judy. And Ginger Rogers took over for her at short notice, did a beautiful job. And
so you saw Judy Garland at the last moment, didn't you?
Within the last year.
Yeah.
This is a George Murrell.
That is beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. I don't think of it as exactly me, but on the other hand, it's a beautiful picture.
When you see your films, you don't. You said you don't see yourself exactly you. Who is Carol Lindley?
Well, I change daily, like most people. Yeah. Actors are kind of funny when they see themselves on film. I think myself and, like most actors, are quite critical.
Right.
And you see the one flaw. I don't really look at myself that closely because I always want to correct it. But I listen to myself, and I listen for something wrong, and then I die.
So you are critical.
Oh yeah, I think most actors are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Carol Lindley,
Very
first
few actors look at themselves and say, I love you, I love you.
Is it theater or film started, Carol?
I started in the theater in New York on Broadway.
Right.
I've done about 10 Broadway plays.
And they brought you to Hollywood?
Well, I was on the cover of Life magazine when I got 14.
14 on the cover of Life.
And the Disney people hired me to do Light in the Forest.
Right.
And I just finished a Broadway play, and I came out to do that. That was my first movie, and now I've done 45.
Now, Brandon, I want to tell you something very touching. Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon DeWilde. DeWilde. I always say DeWilde.
He was very
He didn't like that, did he?
No.
Brandon DeWilde.
Yes,
wonderful, wonderful actor, and you guys were great together. What charisma on film that Carol Lindley and Brandon had.
Well, we were friends. We also lived near each other in New York, and we hung out, and so we were friends. And also we were around the same age, and it was where everybody else was very much older than us, and we had a lot in common.
Sad that he had a...
Very sad. He has a son, Jesse, who would be in his 30s now, and last time...
see him?
No, I don't know where he is, but last time I saw Jesse was with Brandon, and Jesse was about 4 or 5. He looked just like Brandon. It was amazing.
You look wonderful. You did it. You had a talk show for a while in New York City.
I had a talk show for 10 years, cable.
10 years?
Yes, I can interview you sometime.
I know you can. I love you too. We'll interview you. Yeah. Carol Lindley is always...
Give me that microphone.
Carol
Oh, Linda, you're great. Thank you so much, darling.
Okay.
Always great
you
seeing
really
you.
hang on to pretty tight to that mic, Skip.
It's yours, honey. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pat, we
How are
haven't seen each
you? I
other.
haven't seen you for...
At Chris' table right now. How are you, Pat?
I'm
going from
fine.
table to table, from Carol Lindley, Troy Donahue, John Agar, and now Pat Chris.
Well, I'm glad to be in such wonderful company.
You are, darling. My God, look at this. Look at Pat here.
Yeah.
Look at Pat here. What have you been doing? These are the monsters and all
You know,
these...
the interesting thing is the show has been on the air for 34 years, every single day somewhere in the United States. And of course, when I do these shows, I have to remind little children, you know, who think it was filmed yesterday.
Right.
And they expect to see, you know, 19-year-old Marilyn.
Right.
I have to, you know, remind them, and they'll look at me and they'll say, "You, Marilyn?" And I'll go, "Yes, I am." And they'll say, "You don't look like her." And I'll go, "Well, you know, that was 34 years ago, and we do age."
Tell me, how did you get that role? How did Pat get it?
I tested for it.
Did you really?
There was the first Marilyn. She was there for 4 months.
Right.
And then she was leaving to get married, and this was the last day of testing, and they tested 5 girls, and this was on a Wednesday.
Right.
And they called me up on Thursday to tell me I got the part. Friday I signed the contracts, and Monday I started working.
God. And that's been what, 30 some? Look at how many.
34 years
God,
ago.
You're still getting checks all the time, right?
No.
What
You see,
happened?
I worked under the old union contract.
Right.
That's why I'm doing memorabilia shows, and we did not get any residuals.
How naughty, how really naughty.
You know, and there were a lot of us, you know,
Yes.
Batman and the Green Hornet, and lots of us that just did not get residuals.
I'm so sorry about that. Pat, where are you from originally?
I'm from Utah originally.
Oh, really?
I'm living now in Idaho.
Ooh, tell me
and
about
I just,
Idaho.
Oh, it's wonderful. Well, I live in the best part. I live just out of a ski resort called Sun Valley,
Right.
which everybody's heard of. I live in a little town called Haley, and Bruce Willis has made our town famous because
That's right.
he owns most of the
That's right.
town.
That's right.
And I love it. You know, there comes a time in life when quality of life is more important than quantity,
Absolutely.
and that's why I'm there.
I'm looking at you right now. You look absolutely wonderful.
Well, thank
and
you,
you are
Skippy.
a down-earth lady. You have really got your buttons together now. You know exactly.
Well, I hope so. It's taken me a long time.
Hollywood's a tough place to grow up.
Oh,
in.
it is.
Really
It
tough.
is.
What has been the hardest for you?
Well, do you know, I think when I came on the scene, I was already married and I had 2 children, and I really wasn't a part of the Hollywood scene. I didn't grow up in it, and so to me, you know, it was a job. I went, I worked, I came home to my family.
That word to Ann Blight. I asked her the same question. What has Hollywood done to you? And she said the same thing. She goes, church, her family, just a job.
Just exactly.
And if you make it that way, it won't go any further.
You know, you're absolutely right. And I have wonderful memories of the show.
And the people are waiting to send your...
Oh, no,
Pat,
thank
you're
you.
wonderful, darling.
Thanks, Skippy. Good to see you again. You bet. Bye-bye. Yeah. I'm not
Okay, give me the butch. Okay. Here I am sitting with Tommy Butch Bond. Hello, Tommy.
How you doing, Skip?
God, I haven't seen you in a long time.
It's wonderful to see you
Your
again.
book is out. I just see it's that book is doing. How is it doing?
It's doing real well. I think they're going to go into a softback so they can sell it in more places, you know.
Now, growing up here, this is you as a kid. Look at that, Tommy Butch. Working with the gang, all the gang. Tell me about working with our gang.
Well, I loved it. It was wonderful. And, you know, the wonderful part about it is that I've been representing Cabin Fever Entertainment, you know, for the last 4 years. And we've been all over the country talking to just plain folks, families, and they love the Little Rascals. We played to 4 generations of them.
You know how many, 4 generations, you're going back 40 years, and I must explain to you how many people in the globe have seen the Little Rascals. How many people have seen our gang comedy? How many people have seen these wonderful little men?
You know,
look at them all here. Look, I mean, look at these kids. Here, look, there we are. Look at this. Look at Butch here. Butch is incredible. Working with This man right here, this young man.
Buckwheat.
Buckwheat.
Wonderful guy.
Buckwheat. How did he feel as a black man, a little black boy working with these white boys?
Well, you know...
Did he make any remarks about that?
I asked him, and I asked Stymie, I asked Sunshine Sammy, how did you guys like working in the Rascals? Did you like it?
Right.
They said, we loved every minute of it.
Uh-huh. And this one right here, this lovely lady.
Darla.
Yes.
Darla. She passed away in 1980. Yeah.
And this one right here?
You know, I don't know who he is. No?
Looks like me.
No.
I did something like that.
Well, I know you did, yeah.
At Monogram for...
That's right. You were an actor.
Yeah, I certainly was.
You were a kid actor.
A kid actor like you.
That's right.
But not as famous as you.
Well...
Tell me about how did you become in show business and as our gang and our...
Well, I was living in Dallas, Texas, and I was 5 years old, and I was walking down the street with my mother and my grandmother, and this gentleman walked up, and he stopped us and said, is that your son? And my mother said, yeah. He said, well, you know, he's got a great face. He says, great nose. he says, I'm a talent scout for Hollywood Studio. And he says, if you can bring him out to Hollywood, he says, I can't guarantee him a job, but I can guarantee him an interview with Mr. Roach.
Right.
And my mother said, well, we can't just drop everything. You know, my husband's got a job.
Right.
My grandmother standing there, she says, I'll take him.
Was he tough to work for, Mr. Roach?
Roach, he was wonderful.
Was he? Traded the kids all?
He never interfered with the directors. He let the directors do their job.
He never came on set?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Just to play with the kids.
Right.
And we'd visit with Laurel and Hardy. They'd visit with us.
Laurel and Hardy. I'm sitting here with a man who's been with Laurel and Hardy, one of my favorite teams.
Well, I've worked with them in Blockheads, too.
You did? In
yeah.
vaudeville?
Yeah.
What did you do in vaudeville? Sang, dance?
Yeah, a little something like that, but mainly it was movie work. I worked with Thelma Todd and Patsy Kelly on the Roach lot, and Charlie Chase on the Roach lot. Oh, that's why they call it the Lot of Fun.
What has been well, that seems like a big joy for you, going back. But what has been the hardest for you as a child actor here in Hollywood growing up? Has it been hard things for you? What has been the hardest?
You know, it was real easy for me. I don't know why. It was tough on some of the kids. Some of the kids could not go through being an actor, a child star, and then making a transition into nobody.
Right.
It didn't bother me because I made the transition in '51, and I got into the production end of television.
Right.
So I stayed in the business.
Now you're producing and doing things, and you're writing a book, and the book is all about your life.
Right.
And it's doing extremely well.
It's doing very well, and Cabin Fever is doing excellent. We just made a new tape with Pete the dog.
There's Pete the dog.
And that's a tape we made. It'll be released in August, and it's just one tape, and it's called For Pete's Sake. And it's 4 episodes with just featuring Pete the dog. And I narrated at the beginning with the new Pete.
That's great.
That's the one that was in the new movie.
Do you make the rounds for children's schools at all?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. We play the kids because we want to influence the kids in something that's good and clean.
Looking today, it's very difficult. Looking clean and wholesome and clean. It's very difficult. It wasn't like that when you grew up.
Not when you grew up either.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. It's tough today. But the kids love it. With television the way it is today, they don't show the Rascals very much. So the parents put their kids, young kids, 3 or 4 years old, in front of the set, pop one of these tapes in, and the kids are entranced.
Here you're selling tapes, books, and everything.
Yeah.
And I'll let you do it. You have a lot of people, they want you to sign your books and
yes,
stuff. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Skip. It's a pleasure seeing you again.
Thank you. Yeah, that'll be fine. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, single like Christmas, the album.
Your CD is the only CD I can really groove on.
Thank you. Guess what? I'm here with this lady. This lady is the lady in Hollywood right now. Young, personified. Tracy Lord, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Wow. I've been looking at you everywhere I go in Hollywood. You are just making... Can we look at this? Look at this table here at the Beverly Garland. This is Tracy Lord, who is one of the young Hollywood exciting ladies who turned around and did something with her life. Turned around and really studied, got an acting, I mean, really got serious.
Thank you, Skip.
You know, Joan Crawford started the way you started at the beginning of her career.
Really?
Yes, she did. And they burnt all those films. They tried, but they didn't. But you know something? I'm very proud of you because you really got serious and you went to acting classes. You really wanted to be an actress because you came out here. You wanted to be an actress. But sometimes it doesn't happen that way. That's why it has to turn around. But you got yourself an agent. You got yourself wonderful roles in films.
Do you want to be my new PR rep?
Tell me about this Details magazine. Wow.
Well, the Details, the cover, once a year they do the sex issue, and they choose, Drew Barrymore was on one, and I was on this one, and I was promoting my album, which is out right now, 1,000 Fires. Right. I'm working on my second one, so I did the cover of Details with the story inside, and that was actually the best-selling cover of Details magazine ever. It was,
yes, I heard, yes, that I heard.
So I'm very flattered and pleased about that.
Where is Tracy Lord from originally?
Ohio.
Ohio?
Yeah, Steubenville.
Western girl.
Dean Martin's hometown.
Oh, really?
And Chrissy Hine.
Uh-huh. Dean Martin's hometown is in Ohio, but where? In
Steubenville.
Steubenville.
Right outside Cleveland,
that's right,
yeah.
That's right. I worked it. I worked American VFW or American Legion years ago.
Really?
Yeah, in the 50s, really. I used to do club
days.
days.
You're too young for that.
Oh, no, I'm not. Tracy, when you were back growing up in Ohio, did you ever thought this would ever happen to you? Or did you always aim for it?
No, I mean, I was like any other little girl. I didn't really know what I wanted to do or want to be. No, I mean, in high school, I didn't have really plans for that. I mean, I always wanted to be a model. I always wanted to work.
You went to New York, did you, from there?
I was in New York, and I was in Hollywood, and...
You came out here with your, how old
my
were
mom.
You? With your
I was
mom?
12, yeah.
You were 12.
Yeah, so I'm basically a California girl.
You and Brooke Shields.
Yeah.
You and Brooke Shields have a lot in common.
I've never met her.
Never met her, but you do have a lot in common.
Really?
Yeah, I have a feeling, because she was a model. Her mother, Bushy, and she did a lot of bathing models in the bathtubs and stuff like that. And you did the same thing, you know, really, basically. And to be a sex goddess in Hollywood, is that tough?
You tell me.
I'm talking to you. You'll never drown, that's for sure.
Wow, thank you very much. It's always been like this.
But you're very beautiful.
Thank you.
And is there a man in your life right now, Tracy?
Yeah, same man.
Same man?
Yeah, John Enos, my fiance. He was on Melrose Place. He came on Melrose Place after I was on the show, and then we met actually through my acting coach at a Christmas party. So about 2 years now. He was here earlier signing, but Shannon has since taken his place.
Melrose Place.
Yeah.
Interesting when you first arrived?
I loved it.
How did the kids on the set?
Great. The best one out of all, I think, is Heather Locklear, who she's definitely had her ups and downs, and there was a period, I think, where people really didn't take her too seriously. She was the beautiful blonde, girl that no one took seriously, and she is truly one of the most extraordinary women I've ever met in my life. She is so gracious and so sweet and so hardworking, and if I wanted to be like anyone, it would be her.
It would be like her. Yeah. You and Drew Barrymore have a lot in common, too.
I've heard that.
Yeah, very much so. Nice talking to you.
Nice
You're a
talking
lovely
to you.
lady, and I wish you a lot in your career. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a nice show.
I'll get on mine. Well, here I am with Steve Allen. Steve Allen, one of the greatest, television. If you say of The Tonight Show or any of these great shows on television, talk shows, this is where it originated. This is the man who originated the TV show.
Let the record so reflect.
That's right. So let's talk about Steve Allen. You have these books. This is all your life here. This is what you've experienced in life, tasted in life. Steve, has it been tough?
No. There have been tough moments in life, but they have nothing to do with writing books or jokes or acting or doing comedy concerts. That's all the fun part.
But living, going back to your career. First started from New York originally?
Well, in the sense that I was born there. My mother and father were a vaudeville comedy team. Her name was Belle Montrose. In fact, one of the collectors that was here yesterday came up and gave me something very generously that is quite precious to me. It was a little article from Variety, the trade publication, as you know, in 1921 or some year like that, about my mother. And anyway, that's how I got into the business. I was born in it.
We don't know that.
But
Judy Garland's born in Trump. Steve Allen, really?
It was pretty much that way. I was born in New York, although kids of vaudevillians had a kind of a tough problem once they reached school age, 5 or 6, because the law says you have to go to school. But to go to school, you have to live in one town. And the vaudevillians didn't live in one town. They were a different town every week or so. Consequently, I didn't see my mother that much during the important years. So, but nevertheless, I was able to live in Chicago with members of her family for the most part, and go to what turned out to be a total of 18 schools in all.
In Chicago?
Mostly in Chicago, yeah.
I'm from Rockford, Illinois, originally. Chicago, grew up there.
Yes.
And I knew Chicago very well. It's a great city to grow up.
Still is, yes.
And it's a great showtown, too. The Oriental Theater, the Chicago Theater.
Yes.
Great theaters, you worked them.
A lot of history there, right.
Tell me about the Oriental Theater. Did you work that too?
I went down there one night and there were no Orientals, so I never went there again. It was a very disappointing experience.
Comedy. You do a lot of comedy writing.
I just did it right in front of you.
Yeah, I know you did. A lot of comedy writing, Steve Allen.
Yeah. Well, some of my books are funny. There's a book called How to Be Funny, and it's funny.
Right.
There's another book called Make 'em Laugh, and it's in the funny category. And in fact,
a cooking book too, don't you?
no, but I can have one for you by Tuesday if you need. This is just one of my series of murder mysteries. This is called Murder in Vegas, and there's a new one coming out.
Well, here's Miss America. How are you?
I'm fine, darling. How are you?
Merriweather.
Yes.
The
What's
one and
left
only.
of her?
How are you? What do you mean leftover? Why
Well,
are you saying that, dear?
I'm suffering through jet lag. I'm living in New York now.
Ah, that's my favorite place. I want to go to New York, Mr. Blackwell. I heard from Grace Robbins, and she is having a good time in New York City. This is Mr. Blackwell.
Oh.
Love you.
And this is the man who...
She's gorgeous.
This is the man who tells everybody what to wear, what shouldn't wear, and yes or no, what's in.
No, I'm not that evil.
You are.
No, I don't go around.
Well, you're pretty good today.
Everyone.
Look at you.
No, I love my pants.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yes. Okay.
This is history.
The pants.
The pants.
Okay.
Signed.
By everybody.
Isn't that wonderful?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I know these are going to be auctioned off at a Cher Boomtown affair. There's great signatures on here and wonderful autographs.
Great idea.
I'm flattered to be on with someone so pretty.
This is a pretty
isn't he
lady,
nice?
and the year was, what year was Miss America?
Oh, dear.
That's a long time ago.
A
Let's share.
long,
We're having a good. There's a lovely lady over there. Her name is Paige. And
oh,
she
yes,
is,
I know her.
She
Yes, she's
speaks
adorable.
right up, darling.
1955 was my year.
Hey, that was my favorite year. What was your favorite year?
1955?
What was your
My favorite year was 1944.
44?
I was on Broadway with Mae West, with Gene Barry.
No,
yes,
really?
a whole year of hell.
Oh,
It
how
was a year of hell.
Oh, no,
being with
couldn't have
Mae.
been. Was it really?
Okay.
Oh, it was hell.
Which play? What play did you do?
I played every part from the monk to the hairdresser to the dressmaker to a guard to a
What play was it?
to a Stan. Catherine was great.
Oh,
Catherine the Great.
You were in that?
Yes.
And how old were you then? You were a very young boy.
No, I was attractively young.
Well, you came to Hollywood when you were very young anyway. You you did a lot of children films,
Wait a
kid
minute.
films.
If the camera will go up on top.
Oh, go ahead. Yes, what
that is me as one of the Dead End Kids.
Dead End Kids.
Little
that's
tough
right.
guys.
No.
That's yes. Yes.
And Janet Lee, I just did a show with Janet.
Oh, did you?
And then, of course, June and I are on a lot of the cruise ships, too, doing some lectures.
Oh, Junie
and
loves to
Junie's
cruise.
lovely.
Yes. When I never know when she's docked. I think that she's always at sea somewhere. And her husband is a great climber.
Yes.
He goes, if there's a mountain, he's going up it. And wherever, we did a cruise, Junie and Esther Williams and I, to the inland waterway to Alaska. And it was my first cruise. It was breathtakingly beautiful. And we had the best reunion, the three of us, from the MGM days. It was delightful.
Ask you a question, Marcia Hunt. You help a lot of people. You're helping the homeless here in the valley. The homeless, we have big problems with the homeless.
We do indeed.
You are doing a lot for it. Tell me about the organization.
Well, we can't begin to end the problem, but it feels good to be working on it as best we can. I started something called the Valley Mayor's Fund for the Homeless. See, every community has an honorary mayor in the valley, and there are about 23 or 4 communities in the valley. I'm the honorary mayor of Sherman Oaks. So under that title, a bunch of us got together, and we helped start about 3 facilities of different kinds for the homeless, and then we raised money to keep them going. And we provide blankets in the winter so that those who don't have a shelter can at least keep warm outdoors. And we provide services and counseling.
And how do they contact your office?
Well, the police department and a lot of, I think the libraries all have what we call the homeless help card. And we have put out a little, it's small enough to fit in their pockets or in their wallets if they still have wallets, it's a directory of where to go to find what? Food, counseling, clothing, job opportunities, whatever, and if there is any shelter to be had.
Marcia Hunt, your book, The Way He Wore, it's out right now. It's doing extremely
It's in its 3rd printing, Skip. Yeah.
This cover is just elegant. Look at this.
Thank you.
Lovely book.
Thank you.
You are such a, both of you are lovely, elegant ladies.
Thank you. It's lovely to visit with you.
Taking you away from
And it's fun meeting the moviegoers who collect things, and they will stand at your table and tell you every movie you ever made.
You know something? They're all waiting for you right now.
All right, and it's good to see you,
Thank you very
Skippy.
much.
And see you soon again. Bye-bye.
Hello, testing. Here I am with Jeannie Carmen, one of the sexiest ladies here at the Hollywood show.
And
how are you, my love?
I'm having a blast. I found all kinds of little magazines that I did back in the 50s and things I hadn't even seen.
I want you to glance down here at this table. Look at these. I have never seen such sex pot in my life since Marilyn Monroe. And matter of fact, talking about Marilyn Monroe, you and Marilyn were very good friends.
We were best friends. I was probably the only girlfriend she had.
Right.
And we did a lot of funny little things.
Like what? Share an experience with you and Marilyn.
Oh, like going and sneaking into people's pools and naked while they were away from home.
And putting mustaches on.
And
putting about the mustache.
And going to the movies in our mink coats with nothing underneath. And,
what theater was that?
And going.
I want to know the
It was
theater.
in Hollywood.
Oh, really?
And going to the nude beach with Bobby Kennedy and all that.
Are you sitting there telling me you had nothing on underneath that mink coat?
Nothing.
Really? You're
Nothing.
a lady of my heart. Dear.
But we did have Bobby socks on.
Oh, okay.
And we even cooked. We cooked and.
What's new and exciting right now in Jeannie Carmen's life?
Well, I still have a book that should be published one of these days. I haven't got to publish yet, the one my son wrote, and it's on.
Your son is
Brandon James.
Brandon James, right?
And it's about Marilyn Monroe and other celebrities I've played with. And Brandon wrote. There he stands right there. He wrote a screenplay on my life, just a little small part. That is called 3 on the Road, and it's about my trick shot golfing.
That's right. I forgot. Jeannie Carmen is a wonderful golfer. Professional. Matter of fact, yeah, you certainly can, darling. Those two, you'll never drown anyway, dear. I must tell you, Jeannie Carmen, you and Dean Martin. Edie Williams is claiming about Dean Martin, but really, you and Dean Martin were very good friends. Frank Sinatra too.
Well, Frank Sinatra and I had a little bit different deal than Dean and I. Yeah, Dean and I were just friends.
Just friends.
Frank and I were a little bit more than that.
Really? You could sit there and tell me that you and Frank.
Yes.
Separate rooms or twin beds?
No separate rooms and no twin beds.
You're wonderful. You're having a good time here today?
Yes, I am.
Good.
I'm glad you came.
Tell me about why is such a cult following you are? Tell me, why do you think?
Well, because all the movies I made were so bloody bad that they all turned into cult movies.
These monster movies are great. You did a lot of good monster movies.
Well, I did monster, I did western,
Right.
I did gangster, I did the Three Stooges.
Favorite
I've
movie.
done it all.
Favorite movie?
They were all my favorite.
Were they really?
I had fun with all of them. Although the one I did with Lex Barker was probably my favorite, only because Lex was my favorite.
Was he a hot guy? Huh?
Woo! Was
Jeannie
he
Carmen,
ever?
It's getting hot here right now, just talking to you. Talk to you later, darling.
Bye.
Here she is, Fran Jeffries, one of the great
Skippy
singers,
Lowe.
one of the great singers in America. Matter of fact, your daughter has a club in town.
Yes, well, she
Tell
has
me.
a wonderful restaurant called
That's it.
Cicada Restaurant,
Right.
Italian, and we do jazz every Thursday, or when Fran comes in, it's Thursday or Friday or
Right,
Saturday
right.
with my trio, and it's fantastic.
For people who don't know who Fran Jeffries is, I must tell you, youngies, this lady is a great singer. And not only a great singer, she was married to one of the great singers, Dick Haymes.
I was a fan. Dick Haymes. Yes, a great fan.
Great
and I'm
fan.
such a fan of yours.
How are you, my
I'm
darling?
just wonderful.
You look
so
absolutely
good
good.
to see.
So
I came to
are
see
you
all my friends here today.
Yes, I see Mr. Blackwell's here.
Mr. Blackwell, I haven't seen in so
I know.
long.
Have you read
Yeah.
his book?
I have, and I didn't
Rags
expect
to
to see him
Bitches?
today.
I love that title, don't you?
I love it. I love it.
If anyone can use that title, it's him.
He's
Fran
got the
Jeffries,
coin,
are
too.
you singing at the club?
I won't be singing there till about next month.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm going on to Seal Beach, where there's Leisure World. I'm going to be working there probably the 27th of next month for 3 days.
Good.
It's a lovely place to sing with my trio. Then I'll be back at Cicada.
Good.
And I'll
That's a
send you
great
another
restaurant. I love
invitation.
it.
Thank you. Good to see
Nice
you.
seeing you, Fran.
Bye-bye.
Nice seeing you. Bye.
Fran. Gosh. Where are you going to be?
Well, I'll be at Cicada.
Hello, Rags to Bitches, Mr. Blackwell, the book. Come on, tell me about the Rags,
Rags to Bitches.
That's it.
A wonderful story about Hollywood,
right?
About Brooklyn, about life. It really is. It is not the bitchy book you would imagine. It's a wonderful story of survival. It's a wonderful story about Hollywood.
Right.
It's a wonderful story about Broadway. And it's a better story about having faith in yourself.
It happens to be a very honest book.
Yes.
Was it difficult for you to write this book, to express yourself, to be honest as you are in this book?
No.
It wasn't?
It would have been difficult for me to lie. Anybody who doesn't want to hear it can close it up. They don't have to read it. Because what I've said in this book is what is happening to literally thousands of young men and young women in the world. And they think they're alone. They think nobody cares. But there is someone who cares. And the minute they know they're not the only one, then they're going to feel better about themselves. Yes, it was a tough book to write, but I'm proud of it. I've been bashed for it. I have been stepped on for it, but I'm proud of it. And I'm proud of every word I said. I wouldn't take one word back. And those people who really are honest are going to read this book, Skibby, and say, thank you.
This is the sex edition right now. This is going third. The third. It's doing so well.
Third print.
You wrote another book called The Worst of the 30 Years of Fashions.
Well,
tell me about that. I love that.
Everyone expects this to be what it is. A very outspoken opinion of what Hollywood has done, fashion-wise, for 30 years.
Why is Mr. Blackwell so outspoken? Why? I know. Tell me why, Mr.
Because I'm not afraid.
You're not
I believe in what I believe.
Right.
And
Have you ever lost a lot of friends
None.
that way? No, right?
No.
To being honest.
No.
I agree.
No, I don't think so. No, I shouldn't say that. I lost acquaintances, people I knew. I did not lose any friends. Big difference. And as far as they're concerned, see you later. It was okay by me, really.
Mr. Blackwell, you grew up in Hollywood. Actually, you came out here.
This.
What is this? Is what?
Little Tough Guys.
That's right.
Dead End Kids.
Dead End Kids.
It all started with this.
Right.
And that was the beginning. 1937.
37.
Can you believe this?
Look at that.
60 years ago.
I'm looking at you right now. You look wonderful. What's your secret? What is your secret? Look at you.
Good plastic surgery.
See, there's another honest thing. That is, I like to do a shot of that, of your fashion thing. Mrs.
Barbara Sinatra.
Barbara Sinatra.
Jane Mansfield.
Jane Mansfield. And you.
Is me.
That's right. Self-portrait.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
It's the beginning of Dead End.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Well, Mr. Blackwell, I wish you a lot of luck on Rags to Bitches, okay?
Yeah, you're terrific. Wonderful guy.
God bless you.
Bye.
Thank you. And thank you for the T-shirt. Look at the T-shirt. You need a T-shirt. Mr. Blackwell, come down here. La la. I love it. Thank you, Mr. Blackwell. God bless you. I'm sitting with Yvette Vickers, one of my favorite ladies from the horror movies of all horror movies. How are you, darling?
I'm fine. I'm so happy to see you, Skippy.
I haven't seen you in a long time.
5 years. I was out of town taking care of my mom and dad. They were quite ill. But I missed you, and I thought about you often. I wrote you a little note.
You did, you wrote?
Yeah, but I guess you didn't get it. I don't know.
What's happening and exciting in your life right now?
Well, I'm singing again. I'm making another tape.
Good.
Skippy, I must tell you all, he was the kindest person. At the Comedy Store in the Belly Room, he used to invite me up there to sing and play. I had a marvelous time, and it encouraged me to make these tapes, and a lot of people like them.
You look wonderful.
I feel wonderful.
Tell me about your pictures here. Look at these pictures of Yvette. Do a shot down here, baby. Look at these. Wonderful. Look at this. What was this from? I love this photo.
These are portraits.
These are portraits.
I had taken when I was about 20.
Look
This is
at that.
from the giant leeches.
This is the leeches, the giant leeches.
And
let's get a good shot of that. How did you say? Look. See, the giant leeches. Voila.
And this one is from the 50-foot woman. Now that's the original. You can see that.
Wow.
The attack of the 50-foot woman.
They attacked.
My dear fans who love those two movies have brought me back from the grave.
Yvette Vickers, never from the grave. You're always doing quite well. How about a book, Yvette?
I started it, and then I got sort of stalled. You know how that goes?
Yeah.
A little bit blocked.
I got to run out of here, but boy, you look great. I want to get you.
Thank you, sweetie. So do you.
Autograph.
Say to you.
Okay? Love you, darling.
I love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Here I am, Jane Keene. How are you, sweetheart?
Well, I'm just grand.
And guess who I just spoke to? One of your lady friends who is in Atlanta, and Honey Merrill.
Oh, did you?
Little Honey Merrill.
What's she doing in Atlanta?
Well, she's going to move back to New York with her daughter.
But she tried living in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Funny, I was just there.
Were you really? That's right. You did a show
The University of Georgia.
Oh,
I just got back Wednesday.
What were you doing? Which show?
Sabrina Fair.
Oh, great show.
Yeah,
great.
it was fun. A beautiful college. It's an hour away from Atlanta.
I wonder if
I
she
went into
saw it.
Atlanta.
She
No,
advertised?
no, probably not. No. Gosh, I
Jane
wish
Keene,
I'd known
tell
she was
me,
there.
growing up in the business, you and your sister, and come on, I mean, show business today. What do you think? What's happening?
Well, there's no more vaudeville and there are no more nightclubs.
I mean, when I see a movie called The Stripper with this Jenny Moore getting $7-8 million, I am just out of my mind to see films like that.
I know.
And people like Betty Davis getting $200,000 for a movie.
I know.
The most.
Clark Gable at his height only made $5,000 a week.
$5,000 a week. Could you imagine what is happening to our?
Well, it's and when they say it's the economy, my God.
No, it's not. It's the pits of the young people presenting things. Jane Keene, Tell me,
price of fame.
Working with Jackie Gleason and all those great shows.
Well,
Tell me about it.
Well, that was something that could never happen again. I mean, I'm so spoiled whenever I do a TV show because we played like it was a Broadway show with an audience and you know, wonderful material. There's only, to me, there's one show comparable, and that's I like Frasier too, but Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
I love
Frasier and Seinfeld are the best.
Yes, I think so. Well, you've got 4 great people.
Right.
And just like
But do you think that Jackie Gleason show gave the writers ideas for that show? Don't you think?
Yes. Oh, definitely. All in the Family was certainly a spin-off of that.
Right.
Archie Bunker was Ralph Cramden, but going a little further with as far as the language is concerned. Because, see, Jackie was very puritanical when it came to saying, and I've seen where, yes, he was. He wanted his ladies, the gals that he went with, like Honey Merrill, who you mentioned before.
He didn't
very
marry her, though. He was with her for all his years.
Well, she walked out.
And when she dropped him,
yes, she did.
He married
Beverly McKittrick. Beverly McKittrick, briefly.
Yeah.
Briefly. Well, he wanted to show Honey that if she'd stuck in there, he would have married her. But how long could she stick around? Yeah. She was with him for 14 years.
Jane Keane, you look absolutely wonderful.
Aren't you
people
sweet?
are here seeing and getting autographs. How about a book, Jane Keane?
Well, that's me.
Is it really?
Yes. Well, my nightclub act.
Ah, when you did
a few years ago.
Look at that.
Quite a few years ago. Down memory lane, we call it.
Well, we're down memory lane here now.
I know. This is my first experience here, and I'm having
here. John Agar, they're all here, and Margaret. Margaret O'Brien.
Right? Is she? Well, you tell me, because I never get past this
Fran
aisle.
Jeffries. Oh, they're all here. It's just charming. Marcia Hunt. They're all here. Anyway, my darling, I'll let you go.
Good to see you, darling.
Thank you for coming to my birthday party.
Oh, that was fun. That was the best birthday cake I ever had.
Thank you, darling.
Wasn't that good?
I didn't taste it.
Oh.
I got 2 pieces. Let's see. Okay, I want to get that picture in the back, would you? Okay, we got it now. Here we go. Lee Benton. Here I'm sitting with Lee Benton. Hi, Lee.
Yes.
How are you?
Hi. Just terrific.
You look wonderful, Lee.
Thank you.
You look absolutely great.
Thank you.
What's happening with Lee Benton right now?
Well, I've been recovering from a very bad accident.
Right.
And just now getting back into motion. So I have a TV show that's going to be coming up real soon to be announced. And ready for film work. I've been approached to do some cabaret shows. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do that.
I'm looking right at you. Very little makeup here. Lee Benton has very little makeup. And what is your secret? You're so beautiful. It's still beautiful.
That deserves a hug.
Darling. You're lovely as ever.
Thank you.
Tell me, Mickey Spillane. Tell me about Mickey Spillane. Have you met him at all?
Yes, he's a big teddy bear. He's one of the nicest fellows in the world.
Right.
Mickey Spillane and Stacy Keach.
Right.
Jewels to work for.
I love Stacy. Yes, he's
wonderful.
Yes. Lee Benton as Jenny in that show. Tell me, did you enjoy doing it?
I loved it. I loved it. It was a fun role because I usually play a lot of the villains, the vixens, you know, the bad one, the bad seed. And Jenny was a real loving, good-hearted person that was nice.
Benton is on television constantly with the fitness. Tell us about the fitness and all this fitness on television. What are you doing? Tell me about that.
Well, I just got approached to do some more muscle magazines because that used to be my thing back in the 80s. I used to train a lot and do all these magazine covers. And since the accident, I haven't been able to hardly wiggle my finger. You know what I'm saying? But now the doctor gave me an okay, and I'm going to start pumping again. And I just got approached by Iron Man. They want me to do a cover. They just came up 2 minutes before you interviewed. So I'm going to start doing some more muscle magazines, and you'll see me a lot.
Look around you. You have a lot of fans. How are you?
Fine, how are you, Skip?
You look wonderful.
Thank you, so do you. But what do I know?
Tell me about, what do you mean you don't know? Tell me about the captain. You're working on that crazy ship.
Gavin McLeod?
Yeah, I love him.
Oh, yeah, he's a wonderful guy. You know, Bernie's right over here, too.
Oh, great. Well, say hello to him.
Please say hello to him.
I will, but boy, I wanted to always interview you, and I can never get you. I've called your PR people, your agent, and they're always busy. But
you have to call me, Skip. Don't listen to those guys.
Immediately.
Yes.
But anyway, getting back, what's happening and exciting right now in your life?
Well, I've written a play called Soul Survivor, which is a 3-character comedy.
Right.
And I'm doing it end of July, beginning of August in Atlanta during the Olympics.
Right.
At the Martin Luther King Center in Atlanta.
Great.
Yes.
What's it about?
It's about a guy who's trying to sell his soul to the devil, but he can't get a good deal.
I think we all been through that, actually.
Well, if you live in Hollywood, it's not really that far.
That is an interesting
it's
script.
fun.
I like that.
Yeah.
Where's Ted Ling from, actually?
I'm from Oakland, California.
Are you really? How did you get that role in that TV? Yeah, in Love Boat. How did you?
Now here's the deal, Skip. See, I did this show, That's My Mama. See that? I did that.
I remember that. You were very campy. I thought I was the camp. I wanted that role, but I was the wrong color, honey.
Very campy, though.
I remember that role at all. And I saw it and I said, that bitch took my part. That's them. I said, that bitch took my part.
Well, you told me I would have given it up. But I did that for ABC. And when Love Boat came around, the television executives knew my work from this show. So they were auditioning all these people. They had to audition Bernie Coppell.
Bernie Coppell's over there. Bernie, and it's a I want to say hello to you.
It's a sore point with Bernie Coppell to this day.
Wonderful, sweet. I know, that's Bernie Coppell. How you doing, Bernie? We'll say hello in a minute. But this is
so Bernie had to audition. And so Bernie came and he says, Ted, I didn't see you at the audition. When did you come? In the morning, in the afternoon? I said, well, Bernie, the really good people didn't have to audition.
And Bernie, working with this man.
He's impossible. He is impossible. I tried to have Aaron Spelling remove him from the show in the beginning. Aaron said, okay, I will. He just gave it lip service, but he kept him on the show anyway for 10 fakakta years. I had to work with this man. It was impossible. It was
Has it been that long, 10 years?
No, we did the show for 10 years.
That's a long time.
That's a pretty good run.
Actually.
And it's all because of my talent, not because of his.
I tried to compensate for my real feelings about Ted. I taught him tennis on my court.
Well, that's true.
Bernie Coppell,
I did everything I
want to ask you
could.
a question
Yes,
seriously.
please.
Where are you from originally?
Brooklyn.
New York. You
Yes.
started really in the theater, didn't you? Or did you?
Yes.
No, he started in a cab. He was driving.
Pardon the interruption.
Did you start in the theater?
I had a very formal training at NYU.
Right.
In Shakespeare, Shaw, Barry, all the classic plays.
He did Hamlet. Tell him who you played.
But you did theater.
I played Laertes. Or I played Osric, actually.
Yeah, he played Osric.
Yeah.
And that Laertes.
So when you left Oakland, you came to Hollywood. Is that it with you, or
when he left Oakland, they sent up a flare. They were so thrilled that he was out of there.
I came to Hollywood, couldn't get arrested, went to New York.
That's the place.
Yeah.
You advise young kids getting out of high school or college, go to New York.
No, I advise them to come to L.A., fail, then go to New York.
Okay. Hey, James Dean did that. You know that?
Is that what he did?
He did, absolutely. He went to New York. He went back came to California. He went back to New York, and then East of Eden came. That's exactly what Jimmy Dean.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Bernie Coppell.
Yes, Skip.
Theater in Broadway. Have you done theater in Broadway?
I'm doing theater right now. We're doing Neil Simon's Rumors in Sherman Oaks at the Whitefire Theater.
Are you there now?
We're playing right now.
How long are you going to be there?
We will be there till August 18th.
You hear that?
You must come and see it.
We certainly will.
going to see it.
This is on United Cable and all over, so we're going to push this.
Neil Simon's Rumors, August 18th. We are Whitefire.
It's on
Whitefire. Excuse me for saying that.
Whitefire.
You know, I find Ted.
Not going to bother me. I'm going to show up anyway.
Are you going to? Have you seen the show yet?
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it with who's that Broadway guy? Yeah, he wasn't any good. So Bernie told me that guy wasn't any good.
Can I show you something
Come
about
see
Ted?
him.
It's amazing.
No, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. No, no.
You two guys are great.
Yeah.
Must have been fun on the set like this, huh?
Never.
No.
I would look at the script and said, a scene with Ted.
Isaac, I got a scene with Isaac.
Rip the pages out, but they put him back in anyway.
Ernie Capel, you brought a lot of laughs and a lot of charming things to me. And
Skip, thank you very much.
Wonderful.
Okay.
And I wanted that row so badly. Hey, took it away. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm with Christopher Atkins. Blue Lagoon. Aren't you getting tired of that word, Blue Lagoon?
Oh, yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no.
You look great. What's exciting right now in your life?
Well, I'm about to start up a film, and I'm starting up my own film company. And yeah, we've been having some big talks lately, which is really kind of exciting. And I've got something else on the side that I've been doing that's sort of on the hobby side of things.
Christopher Atkins, actually, where are you from originally?
Originally from Rye, New York.
How did Christopher Atkins get that part in Blue Lagoon? I mean, you were very young. How old were you?
I was 18. 18 years old.
Young, okay, fine. How did they scout you out?
Well, I was a friend of mine who I was teaching sailing to her kids back in Rye, New York, sent my picture into this modeling agent, and the next thing I know is they heard about the open call to Blue Lagoon, and I was one of 4,000 kids who went in for it.
Difficult for you, looking back at that time, you know, you were out in the islands, but difficult for you to throw completely, you know, as a native boy. I was really a native boy.
Oh, yeah. You know, it was interesting because I talked about it with the director, discussing that role and about being able to be free with it because it was really part of the film. And it ended up that we were on this deserted island in the middle of Fiji out in the South Pacific, and pretty much everybody who was even on the island, which was about, 60 people, just were crew, and they were all young Australians. Everybody was naked.
I see. Bill Cable was a friend of mine. I think you know him. He went with Kristen Brando to the islands. His father, Marlon, sent both of them to the islands to make, Kristen was a tree surgeon at the time, and Bill was also. And Bill Cable and him went there and made a landing gear there for the plane to arrive. And they used to take their clothes off, and it was like Blue Lagoon. They used to tell me that's what they were doing, Blue Lagoon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was fun. Two boys fishing and throwing things, I don't know, killing fish.
Yeah.
And getting drunk, and they were all naked out there. It's wonderful. And was it wonderful for you to...
yeah. Well, that, it's...
With Brooks, charming lady. She was very young, too.
Yeah, she was 14.
Yeah. And she was used to that because she did some nudity at the beginning.
Well, she was, I don't think she was really used to it. I mean, to say that and used to it, because she was so young, and it wasn't something that she just did.
But they protected you on the set.
It was a very professional set. I mean, it really was a very professional set.
You were wonderful.
Well, thank you.
It became a big hit over that, and from then on...
by the way, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy, what are you, 26 now?
I don't know. I stopped counting.
20, 25, 26, 25?
I stopped counting. What's your month? What's your birthday?
February.
Ah, good. You're Aquarius or what?
Pisces.
Pisces. Oh, that's a good sign. So you're going to have your own company now. That's interesting.
Yep. Well, we're just in the beginning stages of that.
Been talking about it. Just go in there and let's have fun.
Of course.
Thank you for coming.
Happy birthday.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Nikki Siegel. I've known you. I've
Nikki,
met
of
you
course
before.
I know you.
Hi.
Lady, how are you?
Happy
Where's your husband?
birthday. I don't have a husband.
You don't have a Nikki?
No,
I thought you do. Hello.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Hello.
Happy
birthday, Skip. Marge McGlory. Who did you bring me? I see someone back there we know from Germany.
That's wonderful. Jack Hammer.
Jack Hammer. Great Balls of Fire. The guy who wrote Great Balls of Fire. How you doing, Jack?
Fine.
You look wonderful. And how's your artwork? This is for me?
That's Presento.
Is it really for me, Jack?
That's
My
Nicole
God,
Smith.
I hope your sex life is busy as this painting.
Anna Nicole Smith.
It is. It is. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so very much. Hello. How are you? Come right in, folks.
I want to tell you, Skippy, if you were a good bottle of French wine, you would be worth a lots of money today. Bye, darling.
There's Miss McGlory.
What's your name?
Trip Mahan.
Trip.
trip, and your bodyguard is?
My bodyguard is
Carey
Scobie. Nice to meet you.
All right, you guys looking good here.
Thank you.
Come down to celebrate with Skippy?
Absolutely.
All right. How are you all?
We're having a great
Having
time.
a good time.
We wouldn't miss a Skippy Lowe birthday for anything. It's a real potpourri of people, and I love it.
All right. What's your
name? Elaine Calhoun.
Jeffrey Lehman, happy birthday, Skip.
Yes, Skip. Kay Nordhaus, happy birthday, Skip.
Yes, thank you.
A lot of dandruff, honey.
That's okay, honey.
He doesn't even let me
You
kiss
look great, my darling.
It's a dandruff he's got on his shoulder.
Come right in, guys. Get a drink.
Thank you.
So what's happening with your career right now? Doing quite well.
I just started back up playing a whole new character on 1 hour, so.
You look wonderful.
Thanks.
I think your mother's here.
Is she here?
Yes, I think they're all back there waiting for you.
All right.
And nice seeing you.
Good seeing you, Skippy, and happy birthday.
I want to find out what all of you would like to say to Skippy on his birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you for Skippy.
Anybody else?
I just want to say, Skippy, you're great. He's a good customer of mine, and he's wonderful, intelligent, and I'm very proud to be here tonight. And this is my lady friend, Francesca Danielle.
I want to tell you that all I want to know is I want to do whatever Skippy's doing to celebrate his birthdays over and over again and look better and better and have bigger and bigger parties.
What would you like to say to Skippy that you'd like to see seen on television?
Happy birthday, Skippy, and 50 more. As healthy and happy as you are now.
Thank you, Shelley. Barbara McNair, one of my all-time favorite singers. We were just together in Tucson. Hey, Barbara, what's going on with you?
Well, this is my third interview of the night, and nothing has changed. I'm still happy to be here. Nice to see you, Annie, since Tucson, darling.
That's right. You were the hit of the show, You and Trini Lopez. Wonderful. What would you like to say to Skippy for his birthday?
Well, as I always say to Skippy, many, many more, and don't forget to invite me whenever you have one.
They're getting bigger and they're getting better.
Just like Skippy.
Just like Skippy.
You heard who said that, Skippy, right? And here's the wonderful choreographer, Joe Cassini.
Again, happy birthday, Skippy. I love you, and many, 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 many more.
What would you like to say to Skippy that you'd like to see played back on television?
Well, I hope that he realizes that a laugh a day will keep him young always. And it wouldn't hurt to dance a little bit, to sing a little bit around the kitchen, whatever, you know. But I feel that laughing is probably the healthiest thing you can do.
It's wonderful. And where are you singing these days?
Well, I just did a concert appearance at the Alex Theater last week with Count Basie Orchestra, Count Basie, and with Tony Martin, and that was quite a thrill. I had never performed with the Count Basie band before, and I admired them. They're my favorite band.
Thank you, Giselle McKenzie. Here's Carl Ballantyne hiding incognito, but I spotted him next to Giselle McKenzie. I'd like to know what Carl has to say for Skippy on his birthday.
I say another year. He's a wonderful man. I don't know how he does it. He keeps looking the same every year. Why is that?
Because there's a picture in his attic, like the Dorian Gray story, part 2. Hi, Jane Keane, how are you? Oh, we're both like in white for Skippy, summer colors. Listen, this is Skippy's birthday, and I'm going to have something very pleasant to say to him.
Well, I certainly do, because I've been on his show a couple of times, and he's such a darling man. He really is fun, and I hope he has a great birthday. He's had quite a few now, not as many as I've had, but he's...
You know, there's been so many things done lately about the revival of the Honeymooners with the episodes and things. Out of all the episodes you've done with the Honeymooners, which was the one that you loved the most? Was there one in particular?
Yes, I think so. The one where we went to London and we made a guest appearance on a television show. And Jackie had been so smart-ass before the show saying, oh, we can do this, we can do that. And then he got on and he just totally up. He couldn't remember a word. He was like like stone. You know, that was a funny episode. That was my favorite.
And are you doing cruises now and plays? Last time I think I read you were doing a play when I was reading Variety.
Yes, I am doing a play. I'm doing Sabrina Fair in Atlanta at the University of Georgia. I leave Sunday.
Well, good luck. It was wonderful to see you. Thank you so much. Ruth Webb, who looks like a legendary Hollywood star and represents legendary Hollywood stars, and very interesting people such as Joey Buttafuoco.
Yeah, Joey's in town. Joey's in town. We had lunch together. In fact, he's going to try to drop in tonight. Oh. He looks wonderful. He is wonderful, and he loves California. He's moving out here. He's going back tomorrow morning, get his wife and his 2 children, and they're going to move to California. And he's a wonderful, wonderful actor, and he's also a very, very wonderful human being. He's the nicest man I've ever known in my entire life.
Thank you for coming, Ruth. Edie Williams, the girl that if I'm at a party and I see Edie Williams, I know I'm at the right party for the night. And here we are at Skippy's party. What do you have to say for Skippy that you want to see on television?
What do I have to say?
For his birthday.
Oh, get younger.
Hi, we're here with Sybil Brand, not only a famous woman, but an institution. And she would like to say something about Skippy Lowe and his birthday. What would you like to say for Skippy Lowe on his birthday today?
Well, I'd like to say that I've been to most all of Skippy's birthdays for a lot of years, but I haven't seen him but to say hello.
That's typical Skippy at a party, isn't it?
It's so dark, you know, you can't see anybody in here. But he's having a good time, so that's all that counts.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to see you. And who are you?
My name is Michael.
Do you know Skippy?
Yes, I do.
Would you like to wish him a happy birthday?
Happy birthday, Skippy, and many, 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 many more. More for you than me.
This is David. David is Skippy's announcer for all of those Skippy Lowe Looks at Hollywood. And I'm sure you have something really special that you would like to do in your best announcing voice for Skippy Lowe on his birthday that you wouldn't mind seeing repeated when you're sitting in the studio watching it.
I don't know. I'm not that fast on the uptake. Happy birthday, Skippy. You're an announcer for 12 plus years. It's been a lot of fun and very interesting in meeting lovely people like Annie and the gentleman I'm with and our guest, his guest, Carol Bruce, who unfortunately isn't seated with us right at this moment.
Is Bobby Morse coming tonight?
Oh, no. No, actually, he's in Canada. He's directing a production of True. He's not going to be in it, but he's directing a young fellow.
Oh, really? And who's playing True?
Some young unknown actor.
That's very interesting.
Back in the middle of the month, but he won't be here because he is out of town. So that's the latest I heard from him. And he's expecting a baby, so he's going to be a father again soon.
Again? Another one?
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say anything, but...
well, father knows best.
Yeah, he said I could say it, so he's going to be a daddy for the 5th time.
Oi, thank you, David, for all the news from Hollywood. I know I'm at the party of the evening. What would you like to say to Skippy tonight?
Many happy returns, Skip. You always have a great party, lots of fun people, and lots more parties for you, Skip.
Out of all the parties you've been to, of course, besides this one tonight, what's been the most amazing one, and what was the most amazing thing that happened so far in '96?
In '96, if I could survive a party, I get out of the party and get home, I find it amazing. I don't go to that many parties.
He's at every party, at every event, at a private party where someone's getting married. He's there shooting the pictures for all those papers that we all say we don't read, but they really read.
We do read them. We all read them. And they've gotten a lot of respectability in the last few years.
Inquiring minds have to know.
Especially with the O.J. situation.
Any new gossip that you'd like to tell us tonight?
I can't think of anything except that Annie Gabus is here without her husband.
Don't tell anybody.
I won't. John Biner's a very nice man.
Thank you. Should I go? Skippy, what would you like to say to everybody here tonight?
What would I like?
What would you like to say to everybody that's here tonight that you want to see repeated on your television show?
What would I like to tell everybody?
Yes.
Have good thoughts about everyone. Okay? Thank you.
Happy birthday, Skippy.
Everyone. God bless you. I need a knife.
Knife, please.
A knife, please.
Somebody said this was the greatest party. They said it's just like a Fellini movie.
Skip, turn around and look this way, Skip, the picture.
Are you coming with John? He's coming back into town on the 6th. Did you see Edie Williams? She almost looks normal tonight, Debbie Dutch.
Where? She's a girlfriend of mine. I love her.
She looks normal. She looks like actually a television actress looking very hot and sexy, but she looks normal. You'll have to check her out.
Well, since Edie's a girlfriend of mine, I really am looking forward to that, and you're my best girlfriend.
What do you have to say to Skippy tonight for his birthday?
I love Skippy. He is my inspiration, honest. I'm not BSing. I just love Skippy Lowe ever since I came to Hollywood. And when I found out he was best friends with my best girlfriend, who we've done all these funky television talk shows together.
I hear Joey Buttafuoco might be here tonight.
Oh my God.
We did a show with Joey Buttafuoco. That's all I have to say.
I love you, Skippy. Happy birthday, and all your dreams come true.
Thank you. That was my friend Debbie Dutch.
Jan Daly. Jan Daly's here to say happy birthday, Skip E. And just did his show this week, and what a sweetheart. We had a great interview. We've been for probably the last 20 years in a lot of the same places, but somehow we never met. So this is our first meeting, and I'm at the Cinegrill all in June, all Sundays in June. So.
That's good because we never know when the show's going to air.
That's right. Well, it actually aired here in LA, but you know, it's going to air everywhere.
Well, you've gone to a lot of parties, right?
Yes, absolutely.
What do you think of the assortment of people here? Somebody said it was like a Fellini movie.
It truly is. Yes, it definitely is. In fact, I'm just going to take this cake and sit in the corner and look at all the people because it's worth it.
Thank you, Jan.
Nice to see you.
To wish Skippy a happy birthday, and look at the wonderful assortment of people that are going to wish him. First of all, here's a gossip columnist, Marcy Weiner. Besides wishing Skippy a happy birthday, I hope she gives us the latest on something. Marcy?
Well, actually, I have to tell you that Skippy knows even more gossip than I do, and we're kind of like headed. I mean, actually, I have to tell you something. I consider myself Hedda Hopper's illegitimate granddaughter. I really have. I really do. Because I played her a few times in USA Network, but I'm not wearing a hat tonight, so I can't tell you anything that you don't already know. But I am here with a lot of good friends tonight, including a friend of mine from South Africa, Christine, who's a travel writer.
Hello. It's lovely to be here and wish him a happy birthday.
And she says she feels like she's in a Fellini movie, and actually we are. And And the star of the movie is Terry Moore.
Oh, Skippy, happy birthday, sweetheart. She's left everything under her hat. That's why she can't give you any gossip tonight. Anyway, we love you, Skippy. We just wish you the happiest birthday ever. And I think this is about the 10th birthday, so happy birthday. And here's Dr. Parent.
Hi, Skippy. We're all here to celebrate with you on this very auspicious occasion, and we want to wish you happy 39th birthday. All the best, good health, happiness, all the success. Bye for now.
3 wonderful people, a legendary actress, a hot gossip columnist, and a foremost doctor. Who could be more than that? It is a Fellini movie here at Skippy's party. Are you coming or going, Carol Bruce?
Going. Carol Bruce is going. Going, gone, but it's been beautiful. It's been a hell of a party. You know the song from, what show was it? This was a real nice clam bake.
We're mighty glad you came. Carousel.
At Oklahoma Carousel. That's right, yeah.
That's right. The victuals we had were good, you bet. Did you have some victuals?
I beg your pardon?
Did you have any victuals? I'm just going on with the lyrics of the song. The victuals we had were good, you bet. The company was the same. Quite an interesting assortment of people.
I'm having...
You're wonderful.
Forgive me. Hello. Hi. I cannot hear a word with this decibel of music. Music?
Happy birthday.
At any rate,
Happy
birthday to Skip, a very, very wonderful person. And I'm delighted because it's got a lot of nice, classy people showing up to say happy birthday. And he gives a hell of a party.
And one of the classiest is Carol Bruce. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
This is Dennis Cole. I mean, do I even have to say his name? His face is known by everybody. Yes, you have
wish
to.
another birthday to Skippy. Skippy, God bless you. Love you. Happy birthday. He's a wonderful man.
A wonderful man.
It's about the 90th party, so it's been 90 years that I've known him. Isn't that amazing?
You both look
and we're both only 39. That's it. Thank you. Skippy, love you. Happy birthday.
Dennis Cole. Well, does she look like she's going to play Daisy May and Little Abner? Stella Stevens, you look wonderful.
Thank you very much. Thanks. I'm real happy to say that I'm now working on General Hospital. And, yeah, I played Jake, the owner of Jake's Bar, and I'm going to have a romance.
With who? Which character?
With Mike, who is played by Ron Hale. He's a wonderful actor.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so I'm really having fun on this show. It's like a dream come true. I love the show anyway, and all the people are so great to work with. So that's my, like once you get work, sometimes it begets work. I'm also going to play a role in the CBS miniseries of In Cold Blood. And I play Thelma, the hotel keeper, where one of the boys has stayed, and I help the police find them and catch them.
This is wonderful.
I know.
This is major exposure on network where you should always have been. You've been doing some great films, but now you're back on TV where everybody can see you.
I'm also going to do an episode of Arliss, which is on HBO. It's a comedy with Robert Wall. I play a real funny character on that. Sort of a combination of Georgia Frontiere and Marge Schott. I own a hockey team.
Are you a woman that curses?
Curses quite a bit. Yeah.
And has some very strong beliefs.
Of the Poseidon Adventure, yeah. Only a little better dressed this time.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
With an expensive count at Chanel.
Exactly, and lots of diamonds in the daytime. We like that.
And what is Andrew, your son, doing? Andrew Stevens is her son, of course you all know that.
My son is doing very well. He's producing his own films. He has his own company called Royal Oaks, and they make about 6 films a year, so he's busy.
And he's newly married, and he's very happy?
Newly married, and Robin is adorable, his wife, and she wants to have babies, but she's not pregnant yet. But I'll let you know first.
They're working on it very hard.
Yes, I think they're working on it. Maybe even as we speak.
As we speak, because he's not here tonight. He's very busy.
No, he's not here. I guess he's working on it, yeah.
And what would you like to say to Skippy on his birthday?
Well, many, many happy returns of this day, and, many, many more happy birthdays. Every year now, this must be the 3rd or 4th annual one I've been able to
spend with Skippy, and he's adorable. He's a very loving, giving person, and it's nice to get together with his friends once a year.
And it was nice for you to come out tonight, even though you're shooting General Hospital, and this is a wonderful birthday present for him to see you here tonight. Thank you, Stella.
Thank you. It's wonderful to see you too.
Thanks.
You're looking great, by the way.
I wore my birthday.
Little Abner as well.
That's right.
You should have worn your birthday suit, though.
It's underneath.
Okay, take care.
My name is Deborah Callan.
And tell us about this wonderful outfit.
Listen, I mean, Gail Dower is a designer, and she's here in Beverly Hills. And Howie Mandrell wore one of her fabulous jackets on MTV.
Oh.
And Tammy Faye. And, you know, I mean, she just does the most gorgeous jackets. She's a great friend of Skippy's. And through some friends of mine in Houston, Israel Tapik, who knows Skippy really well, I came out here and I've been having a great time and wearing her coats and hats.
You look hot. I mean, from Howie Mandel, Tammy Faye to you. Would you like to wish Skippy a happy birthday?
Yes, Skippy, happy birthday.
That's what I mean. There's a little bit of everything here tonight. And here we are. The military is upon us. Thank you. Catherine Kramer wearing the cutest retro look. You look adorable. You look like you're going to a Beatles concert.
Well, thank you so much. I wish I was. No, but this is a great scene. This is a great party. Wow, I love it.
Somebody said it was like a Fellini movie.
It is, yeah. Has it been this crowded? I just got here. I mean, it's like it's really happening.
Everybody's here. Tony Curtis, Stella Stevens, you, Jane Keane, just a bevy of people. Shelley Winters, everybody's here. Now, what would you like to say to Skippy for his birthday that you would like to see repeated on camera?
Skippy, you're just the best, and I wish you the happiest birthday of all. I know you've had many, but I want this to be your best, and may you have 100 more great birthdays. You're one of a kind, and you're like a really good friend of mine, and I just wish you the very best for the rest of the year.
This is Catherine Kramer, who's the daughter of Stanley Kramer and is a wonderful singer and actress in her own right. And what's going on for you? We might as well find out while we've got you here for a minute.
Well, actually, I had these. Someone handed them to me tonight, but isn't that wild how it comes in? I'm playing the Viper Room on June the 20th with Anita O'Day, the jazz legend, and I'm doing a play based on her life, the young years, and so this is like a kickoff.
A one-woman show?
Yes, yeah, it's going to be.
And the Viper Room's that happening room in Los Feliz?
No, it's actually Sunset Boulevard, and it's Johnny Depp's club.
Oh, the Johnny Depp Club, right, in West Hollywood. And what's been going on besides that?
Several movie projects I'm working on, and then I'm doing the Jazz Bakery right after that. And
for Ruth Price?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's right.
Well, thank you for coming. Get a good look at her outfit. Do a once-over on her. It's a wonderful outfit. So retro. And you look adorable. Good luck with the one-woman show. And have fun.
I absolutely will. I want to go dance.
Where's this going for? Is this for, yeah, all right, never mind.
This is Harvey, Skippy's friend.
Harvey Sid Fisher.
Harvey Fisher, the creator of golf songs.
Astrology songs also.
You missed your good friend Shelley Winters. She came and she left.
Yeah, no, I saw her, and we've already said hello, and I'm going over it out. But Skippy, I want to talk about something important here, Skippy. You know, your birthday. You give such happiness to this town, such amusement. You're so interesting. You have so many friends, you know. That's the way to really tell spirituality. You have the great spirituality is when you have a lot of friends, and you can go to the bank on that. And you being a Gemini, Skippy, I can't just sing happy birthday. I gotta do my Gemini song for you. The wind will never know exactly which way it will blow, and so the same with twins. I never know which way I'll go. I'm always different people, and I don't know who is who. I wish the real me would stand up and say, how do you do? One twin wants to plan the war and let the other march. One twin does the making love, the other likes to watch. There is nothing, I'll tell you more about it later.
It is a Fellini movie, and Harvey Fisher just proves it. That was Harvey Fisher wishing Skippy a happy birthday, I think. Well, look who's here. I mean, everybody is at Skippy's party, and just leaving the scene, but I caught her for a minute. The legendary Diane McBain. Diane McBain, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Very good. What is going on in your life?
Well, I'm doing a lot of writing, and a lot of living, and a lot of loving.
That's lovely. Anybody special? Anyone special?
All kinds of, no, never.
Or is it just the general love? What type of writing are you doing?
Screenwriting.
Oh,
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah,
But what
that's a
about
really good
acting?
thing.
You're such a wonderful actress.
Well, that's sort of two, you know. It just depends on which week it is, you know. I act and then I write and then I act and then I write, you know.
Out of all the money films you've done, could you name one or two that you enjoy doing the most?
Well, Claudel English, I don't know why. It was just a wonderful experience. And then Parish was terrific because of Troy and Claudette Colbert and, you know, all those wonderful people, Carl Malden.
You look exactly the same as you did in Parish.
Oh, well,
You look wonderful. And what would you like to say to Skippy on his birthday?
Oh, well, have the most wonderful birthday of all until next year, and then have the best birthday then, and on and on and on.
The best, Diane McBain. It's wonderful to see you. You look beautiful.
Thank you very much. It's nice to see you.
Thank you. Last time I saw you was at the Cher show, and I remember what you told me. You had never gone to one of the Cher parties, and you wore your daughter's outfit, and it fit you perfectly.
That's right.
What size are you?
She dressed me that night, too. I did.
What size are you, Gloria Allred?
About a 2 or a 4, depends.
Without a diet, right?
No, I'm always conscious of what I'm eating.
That's good. That's good.
I fight the same battle that most people fight.
A size 2 or a 4?
The battle of the bulge.
Well, is this the first time you've been to Skippy's birthday party?
I think it is, but I think he's a very sweet, dear guy and just a loving, giving, warm human being. And I wanted to come by and wish him a very happy birthday because I'm a big fan of Skippy's.
And I'm sure you saw a potpourri of people that you never thought you'd see at one party.
Very interesting potpourri. So, Skippy, I love you. And many, many happy birthdays more.
From a size 2 to 4, is that sickening? Not only is she educated, talented, and beautiful, but she's a size 2 and 4. I can't stand it. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you very much for asking me to say these few words to Skippy, and Gloria Allred loves you, Skippy.
This is Jim Bailey, one of my all-time favorite performers. I mean, he does Judy Garland better than Judy Garland could do Judy Garland. You do Peggy Lee better than Peggy Lee could do Peggy Lee. Are you working?
Peggy Lee. Do you really remember Peggy Lee?
Of course.
I love Peggy Lee.
I love Peggy Lee too, and she's still with us, and she's doing well.
Yeah, she's one of the jazz legends of our time.
Absolutely, and so are you, Jim Bailey.
You're so sweet.
Are you working on anyone new now?
I'm actually doing a show in November at the Cinegrill of Jim Bailey. I did it a couple of weeks ago at a benefit for Aid for AIDS, AFA, and it was wonderful. I had a great response. I used to do that a long time ago in my show, but I took it out to do the ladies, a longer version of the ladies, but now I'm putting it back in, and people want to see me do that, so.
So it's Peggy Lee, and you do Barbra Streisand, the best Barbra Streisand.
Slap you. She'll slap you.
And you know, she's doing that movie where she does that major cosmetic overhaul.
Right.
But you look like her cosmetic overhaul all the time when you do her. She must be so appreciative. Has she seen you do her?
Yeah, she's very sweet. She's very nice to me, yeah.
Now, what would you like to say to Skippy Lowe that you would like to see repeated on television for his birthday from Jim Bailey?
I wish him health, happiness, and a friendship that's very rare in not only this town, but in the world. He's a very special person.
Your teeth, the memory of all that. No, they can't take that away from me. The way you smile just beams, the way you sing our key, the way you haunt my dreams.
Great seeing you. You're in black as usual. Why not? Oh, why not? James Hernan is from Kentucky. Wonderful actor. Theater, voice, movies, television. But your favorite is what? Theater?
Well, theater, sure. You know, that's my first love, first training.
Thank you for coming to my birthday party.
My pleasure. Happy birthday.
We're having a good time here tonight. It's here at Marino's.
Yes.
And I must say, living where in Kentucky?
I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, that's a great place, Louisville. I love Louisville. Yeah. So you just figured you're in a play just now. Where? What did you do?
Well, I I just finished a cabaret I was doing at Gardenia Club because I sing as well.
Right.
I might be doing that again soon.
We got to speak up because we have the microphone right over there.
I'm projecting.
Yes. You're in the theater. You got.
I'm in the theater.
Yes. And it's always great seeing you. And you are doing a thing right now at the Odyssey. Is it or where?
No, at the Gardenia Club. I'll be doing that probably July.
Singing and playing.
Yeah, first week in July.
That's right. James Arnett sings and plays guitar, and I forgot that. Not only act, but great.
A little bit of everything.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, sir.
You two lovely ladies. How are you? This lady's been on many shows like, Miss Travis. Yes, Miss Travis. How are you?
I love your hair.
Oh, thank you. That's a gem. Go ahead.
I love you.
Noreen Nash, how are you?
Happy birthday.
Actually, Noreen is Miss Marilyn Monroe's lady friend. You were with Marilyn.
We modeled together when we were both in our teens.
This lady is Mrs. Kravitz.
Mrs. Kravitz on Bewitched.
On Bewitched. Of course, I know Bewitched, my dear. One of the great shows, Bewitched.
And I was
a great show. Yes, Mrs. Kravitz.
I was with Jacqueline.
I love it, yeah. Jacqueline, what is happening with your life right now? I mean, everything has happened in your life. You had a heart attack twice. You went to the hospital. And now here you are. Look at you. What a woman. I mean,
What bothers me, I used to give heart attacks, now I'm getting them.
You're getting it, but you look wonderful. Absolutely.
To the Richmond, though, and we're all here for Skippy's party. We want you to say a few words, okay? Well, I wish Skippy a happy birthday. I love him. He's wonderful.
And this is Peter Mark Richmond. He's a very famous actor.
Happy birthday, Skip. You're a hell of a guy.
Look who's here. It's Giselle McKenzie. And, oh my, Giselle, who's that lady next to you? Jane Keane. The Keane sisters. The Jane is, oh, I love you, Jane. How are you?
I'm good.
And look who's upstairs and downstairs room. The Julius Monk. Is that your wife, Carl?
That's my wife, Skip.
I love her, and her name is?
Seal.
I know, Seal Cabot.
Yes.
Of course, Seal Cabot.
I like this cake.
Hey, look at that cake.
Luckily they wrote it in Hebrew, I can read it.
I know, it's Skippy. I know. And your daughter is next to you.
That's my daughter.
Look at that beautiful lady. I love her. How are you, darling? She's a bright screen.
What a party.
A writer, director. She's doing a lot of things. Actress.
Dancer.
You got a very talented family, you know that.
Not only that, she does my laundry.
She does. And who's the lady next to you, darling?
This is my Aunt Esther. This is my family.
From Chicago, Illinois.
Yes.
I love Chicago.
And this is Francis in Oslo.
How are you, Francis? Speak up, honey.
You remember that song?
Yes. Great song. Jane King, you're so very quiet this evening.
She's hungry.
She's hungry. It's going to be food in a minute. It's coming. I'm going to get it here. It's coming somewhere.
Wish you a happy birthday.
I know, darling. You look absolutely wonderful. All you lovely ladies. How about the brothers?
Marvin Page.
Skippy's wonderful. The shows are fun. He's ageless. He's just one of those wonderful people that goes on and on and on. And I've got great respect for everything that he's achieved. Happy birthday, Skip. We love you.
We've done always at all of our commercial television stations in Hollywood. We have a chance to see Skippy whenever he's around. He's in everywhere. We certainly wish him a happy birthday. He's a fine fella. Happy birthday, Skip.
Happy birthday, Skippy. We love you very much.
This is Carol Vitelli.
Skippy.
Carol is going to help me to host this, and now it's Carol Vitelli.
I love your hair.
I love you, honey.
Happy birthday to you.
You look great.
Happy birthday to you.
Carol Vitelli's going around the room. Time a minute. 1 minute, and then you go around the room and you take over. Just talk about the pen.
Oh, sure.
Okay?
I just got here.
Go ahead. Use the phone. Go in there.
Okay. Carol Vitelli here. Hi, how are you? This is Skippy's birthday, and we say happy birthday to Skippy, of course. And we're over here at Marino's, and I just got here, so I haven't even seen who's inside yet. Oh, no, I'm always on. Carol Vitelli. that correct?
She's what you call an out front girl.
Yes, and you are? And you are?
Up front, I would say. Eddie Purcell.
Eddie Purcell. The famous Eddie Purcell.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
Nice to see you all. Happy days. It's a nice pleasure, really.
Carol Lindley. Hi, Carol. How are you? Oh, you were disappearing, Carol, before even you were running out of my apartment.
Yes, I
Why?
know.
Because all the food was gone. I know.
Yes, I know.
Yes, I know.
You know me.
Who got with you there?
Trent Dolan.
Oh.
Heartthrob.
Heartthrob of the soaps.
Just of life.
Whatever.
What? Oh, how are you? Trent, you're wonderful. You've been around Hollywood how long, Trent?
201.
Really? No. You've been around a long time.
Been around a while.
Troy Donahue days, is it Troy? Uh-huh. And Tab Hunter days?
That was a little bit more.
Oh, was he really? You knew Tab, did you?
Yeah, I know.
The same quality. Tell me about Carol Lindley. What's happening with you right now? Exciting? That's
You gotta do it one day at a time.
all right. You see Jay Bernstein?
Yes, I did.
Yes, he's charming. I love him. Great eyes.
Great eyes.
You two should be sisters and brothers. Boy, if anyone could really be sisters and brothers, wow.
Woo.
with Ron Jeremy, the
I know. Talk to you later. Oh,
You're being called.
oh, am I? Take care. Oh, am I here?
Skippy, get in here, baby.
Oh, Ron Jeremy.
Hey, Skippy, let's go.
Is it true, Ron?
Whatever you...
Wait a
It's not
minute.
true.
Is Jacqueline Stallone there?
Yes.
Holding on Ron Jeremy.
You see, cutie?
She is a doll.
No, she's not making a movie.
Who is that man next to Jacqueline? Who's that man
Come on, let's
next
get
to
a four-way.
Jacqueline? And Ruth Webb. Wow, Jacqueline. How beautiful.
This is my friend Crystal. This is Crystal.
Crystal? Hi, Crystal. Oh, God, you'll never drown, Crystal. Believe me. I mean, look at her. She's got some moves. I love it, Crystal. Ron Jeremy is...
I want to stand next to her for a while. Skippy, get in here. It's your birthday.
I'm in here.
Get over here.
I'm here. But, Ruth, I'm here. So,
Skippy,
Ruth,
get in the middle.
I'm talking to you.
In the middle.
I'm talking to you.
In the middle.
No, we're all here.
Root in the middle. Root in the middle. Come on.
Come back here.
I give him a back massage.
Now, is that Kiki Berlingi?
I hope so.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. But anyway.
This is a wonderful party. Happy birthday. We're having a great time. You know, there's great champagne, great food. But I got Jacqueline over here. I'm set, man. Life gets no better than this. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, this is a T-shirt. They're making these T-shirts in stores.
Yes,
Sherry's Filet works with him.
Sherry's Filet.
I think
You still handle Joey Badafuco, right?
Damn right I do.
The shirt. I love the shirt. Guess where this shirt's from?
From Elton John.
John, baby. How are you, honey? I love you. Thank you. You're wonderful. Oh, thank you, honey. Oh, come up here, Yvette Vickers.
Oh, hello there.
Yvette Vickers. This is one of the great ladies of play. No, we're not going to put that on. I want to see those boobs.
Oh.
Look at this girl. She'll never drown. How are you, Yvette?
I'm fine,
On the hour, and she's beautiful.
Yes, singing.
I've seen some of your movies on television lately.
Great.
Repeating.
Yes, they're very popular.
Yvette Vickers, tell me, what's happening with you? I mean,
I'm singing.
You're singing.
I'm recording.
Again?
Making some
Great.
As soon as I get one hot off the press, I'll send it to you.
I will. Look at these eyes. Look at these eyes. Aren't they beautiful? Yvette Vickers is still as gorgeous as ever. Robert Luna. Hello, Robert Luna. Look at Jacqueline, Robert Luna.
Hello, Jacqueline.
This is Robert Luna.
Come on this side.
Okay.
This is my better
Oh,
side.
okay. Whatever. They're all saying James. He put me over here too.
This
All
is
right.
the little birthday person.
Yes. And what's happening with your life nowadays?
Oh, please don't ask me this question. We'll have to talk about
Okay,
it. 1998 has been
Is it?
the most memorable year probably of my life.
Really?
I'll tell you.
You want to go back to your childhood in Broadway and all those great movies, TV, and theater? Wasn't it wonderful? Barbara was a great theater, Broadway star, and then movies, and then she married a great actor, and then now she's just doing whatever she's doing. Still working,
I've
right?
been moving, and you know what that is.
Yes.
Moving, folks.
Thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you, and happy
I love you.
birthday.
Ruth Webb is over here. Are you alive? Ruth Webb is alive and doing well. Look at you. No, isn't she wonderful?
She was the death
Miracle.
door.
Turn around and let everyone everyone see how beautiful you are.
She was on death's door.
Yeah, isn't that God bless her?
She lived through a Mercedes was totaled for this poor child.
Right.
Almost total.
I know it.
I know. God bless you, honey.
I'm not dead.
I know. Well, I died in Baltimore. He died in Cleveland. I'll be back. I want to take a picture. I'll be back and say hello to you. I'll be back.
He'll be back. Sybil's coming there.
I will be back.
Come on. Oh, look who's here. Ray Evans. Oh, look at Ray Evans. Ray Evans. My friend. Ray Evans.
All right. Okay.
How are you, darling?
All right. I promise.
Rip, my favorite script. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Rip, this is Melanie. But you've got to meet her. This is Melanie Jones.
I know.
This is my girl.
Heard about the bucket.
Right. And her mother, I worked with her in Kansas City. Her mother was a stripper, a very famous stripper. I worked with her.
What's your mother's name?
Your mother's name? Phoebe Love.
This is Alice Schiller and Grace Lowe, the ladies in pink.
And Holly.
And Holly.
What line?
I'm Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Nice to meet you. And then, oh, this is Jeff Lehman.
I'm the doorman.
This is Jeff Lehman. Thank you very much. Okay. And thank you very
Stephanie
much.
is the tour guide.
I'm the little tour guide, Stephanie Hibbler, and thank you very much for having us all here, Skippy. We love you. And now, back in the other room. Thank you. Here we are at Skip Lowe's birthday party here at Marino's in Beverly Hills. This is a terrific crowd.
Hi, I'm Mike Tileman. We're putting together the Hollywood History Museum in the old Max Factor building in Hollywood. And of course, Skippy is going to probably be a permanent display down there.
That's fantastic.
Nah, Skippy's too young for that. He's going to be there, but only for the parties, I think.
Isn't there also a restaurant that's going to be in the
Yes,
Max Factor
it's
building?
kind of a famous one. We're bringing back Jason's for the first time ever to Hollywood.
Oh, I miss Chasen.
Yeah, Jason's was in the old Jason's was in considering West Hollywood. It was always considered the heart of Hollywood, but never really was. And now it'll be right there.
Now we're bringing Beverly Hills into Hollywood.
We're bringing Hollywood back. Hollywood's golden era.
Reviving it.
A lot of fun. We're going to open in October.
In October, we'll be looking forward to it.
Come on down to the Max Factor building.
Oh, you better
Parties every night.
tell the camera operator and he'll come too.
Well, I sincerely hope so, and I hope you take this pretty girl with you too. You got to do that.
Well, we'll be married by then, so we better.
Oh, boy, I saw
Oh, my
I
God.
noticed he was trying to shake his ring off just there.
Wonderful.
How are you?
Hello, how are you?
You got to stick those boobs out, right, honey? I mean, you can't do nothing about that, right? Is that
How do you like the back of the dress?
I love it. Oh, beautiful. Edie Williams, tell me, what's been exciting in your life? Going to the Academy Awards without a ticket or what? I hear you. I heard it.
Terrible.
Isn't that terrible?
He's always trying to put me down.
No,
Imagine
I'm not.
somebody
No,
doing that.
I would never do that. You're my
There's
baby.
men that will boost you up. I have a website now, the Edie Williams website.
Right. What is it? Tell us.
It's beautiful, and there's beautiful color pictures of me arriving at movie premieres in different outfits, arriving at the Academy Awards.
Right.
And you can see all the films that I've been in are on the list.
Tell me, what is the most exciting that you felt you did?
With Robert Downey.
Robert Downey?
Robert Downey Jr. Picture
Why is
called
that?
Rented Lips.
Rented Lips?
Rented Lips. He's a really good actor.
Yes, he's wonderful. He should have won the Academy Award for Chaplin.
I
Should have been nominated for Chaplin.
And working with Walter Matthau, that was fabulous.
Which was that?
It was a picture called Secret Life of an American Wife. The director was George Axelrod.
Right.
One of the best directors in the world.
Is he still around?
He directed Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's. He directed me too. He discovered me.
Where's Edie Williams from? Originally?
Portland.
Portland, Oregon. How did Edie Williams come to Hollywood?
I was voted Miss San Fernando Valley.
You were a Valley girl.
I was a beauty contest winner. Yeah. I won the contest, and then I was Miss Studio City, and I was Miss Los Angeles.
Right.
And then I had a contract with 20th Century Fox. I signed a 7-year contract.
That's the days, it's 7-year days, right?
And in
they
my
groomed
class,
you to become stars.
Yeah, my class had Tom Selleck and Christina Ferrari.
James Brolin, who's with Barbara Streisand now, was in my group. You know, everybody is really still here, still going strong.
It's been exciting right now. I know you've been working very busy, doing a lot. Right, the police academy. But tell me about Matt Berlini right now. What are you doing?
Getting married in October.
You're getting married?
I thought it was 6 months, now it's 4.
I know, he's sweating.
I'm starting to sweat.
I just found out that you really are a golfer. What's happened there? How do you, Matt Berlini, become a golfer?
I'm planning on taking over the tour in like 8 years. 8 years, and I'm going to be hanging out, throwing down tequila with Tiger.
You're going to get with Tiger, huh?
Sure.
Have you ever seen him? You met Tiger?
No, I've met him. Oh, yeah, I played at the same course as him. He was behind me, and I saw him make a putt that was unbelievable.
I understand you get up every day in the morning early and play golf. Is that his new life?
She loves that.
That's your new life?
She loves that.
Yeah, my friend Robert Morse, the actor, does the same thing. He loves to get up early, plays golf. Does that start your day good for you now?
Makes me feel like I'm having a full day.
Makes him a solid person.
Does it really?
Happy birthday, Skip.
Thank you, Matt.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah, I love you. Thank you, Dick Steve. Jim and I.
Yeah, Sunday is mine.
That's right. Jay Bernstein
June
is
7th.
June 7th, and that is Dean Martin's birthday, June 7th.
Yes, it was in Tom Jones and the man whose name was Prince.
That's correct. And who's the lady you're with?
Her name is Monique Martin, and Monique just finished doing, what is it? What kind of tape is it?
I just finished producing its first ever swimming children's music video. The purpose of the video basically is a water safety, and right now our goal is to save lives this summer for children. We're looking at having less mothers going without losing their children. So.
Looking at her eyes, they're beautiful. Have you looked into her eyes? I mean,
Well, right now it's a little hard to see past your jacket. I wonder what Roy Rogers is doing without this jacket.
I know. How are you, Dave?
You know, your hair looks marvelous. I like it like this. You should keep it.
I got this in a pet shop, Dave.
I would say, you know what it is? I like it better. It's a good Yeah, we always have to reinvent all the time.
We certainly do. And
I think it's a good
are you
idea.
reinventing? Jay Bernstein reinvents all the time. You just now bringing new ladies to the screen, I understand. Are you doing that?
Well, I'm working on some people just very quietly and managing David Carradine, and I'm writing a screenplay. I'm always on a mission, but at the moment I'm on intermission. I'm just trying to enjoy life.
Where are you from originally?
Originally, I was born in Van Nuys.
Van Nuys. A Valley girl. Valley girls do talk funny, do they? That's what they usually say, right? But you don't talk funny. And you're doing a wonderful thing by helping young children. That's a great thing. Jay Bernstein got married underwater, didn't you, Jay?
Yes, I did, and we scuba dived around the world. I got married on Lifestyles, The Rich and Famous, 30 feet underwater in a $1 million wedding.
Right.
My wife of the time, we scuba dived around the world. We're divorced now, but we got along so well underwater. It was on land we had a problem.
I'm looking at you. Boy, you look great. You know, they say I look good, you look good. Geminis, they're always asking me how old you are, Skippy. I said, now, can you keep a secret? I said, yes. I said, well, that's a secret.
Well, they say that being old is 15 years older than you are. So,
Jay Bernstein, thank you.
We're both here.
Thank you for coming together. Nice meeting you. Thank you. Hi, you look good. What's happening with you?
Producing. Produced a music album of myself.
Right.
Wrote all the songs and produced it.
I understand they just bought your Uncle Ben. My Uncle Ben.
We're in negotiations right now. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, I haven't signed it yet, but we're going to.
Oh, okay. What's your love life like nowadays? I understand it's been.
It's pretty crazy.
It is.
Has it been up? Has it been down? Has it been all across the board? I think so.
Janet Edwards, I understand.
Janet Edwards. Is Janet here tonight?
Yeah, she's coming any minute.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Chris Crosby, I'm working with your dad. You've done.
Is she bringing a guard dog with her? Or?
You've worked with your dad.
Many years, yes.
And when you see your dad on film today, and your uncle, Bing Crosby, what does go through your mind?
Oh, I remember all the past, all the years. My God, growing up with that whole scene.
The Crosbys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pretty soon the public will know about it too, because
it's coming out soon.
Well, we're going to do the five-hour mini-series on Big, and the whole Crosby family, legendary Crosby family.
Well, that's great.
And then I'm also putting together a deal on a feature-length movie about Bing and my father and everything.
Great.
And I'd love to get Leonard DiCaprio in it.
You like Leonard DiCaprio?
He'd be a perfect young Bing.
Okay.
Don't you think?
I don't know.
We wouldn't have to glue his ears back, but he'd be great.
Anyway, thank you for coming to my birthday.
Thank you, and happy birthday.
Always great seeing Chris Crosby.
Great to see
my favorite friend. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lula has a talk show. She had a talk show in where?
Yes.
Vienna?
In Vienna and in Hungary.
What's the name of the show, actually?
It's a Lula talk show.
But what is your real name? Lula?
Lula is my artist name. That's how I signed the paintings.
Lula is an artist. Her husband is an artist, a very famous artist from
Hungary.
Hungarian, yes.
He's worked in the British Museum. No, I am a different branch of the tree.
Okay.
Yes. But let me say, happy birthday.
Thank you, Lula.
You have to forgive for my English, but I hope everybody understands that you are the only human being in this town who loved by everybody and who got no enemies.
No.
No enemies.
You're a beautiful lady. And she has a great shop in Beverly Hills on Burton Way, right across, a small Santa Monica, right across the street from the Peninsula
Hotel.
And
my very best buyer is the owner of the Peninsula Hotel.
Yes.
He got great taste, isn't it?
We're going to do a show together. Okay?
We have to. Congratulations.
Thank you for coming to the birthday.
Thanks.
Now, you said you've known Skip for a long time. How did you happen to meet?
Actually, believe it or not, I met him on Super Bowl Sunday. And I mean, the football game is not a place you expect to see Skip at. But it was in the private home of an active friend of ours, a mutual active friend. And Skip had a show on at the time, and he was using different persons. And my friend said, why don't you use David as your announcer? So he said, okay, I'll give you a try. And I've been with him now for 14 years.
So it was a very Super Sunday.
Yeah, and I sort of came up with a byline for him, or whatever you proper tag is, because it was I who introduced Man of a Half Hour.
Rip Taylor.
Stand over here. I love the new haircut, Skippy, and happy birthday, my friend.
Oh, Rip, I love you, honey.
They didn't say.
How you been?
Who gave you your name?
Skippy Lowe?
No, who gave it to you?
Dick Roman.
Who's here with you tonight?
Is it? I love you.
Yes, he is.
You sound like Kenny Kingston.
No, sweet spirit, right here. Leave me alone. Hi, sweet spirit. Sweet hairpiece. Happy birthday. I'll see you.
Come with me.
I'll see you later.
The way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all that. No, they can't take that away from me. The way your smile just beams, the way you sing off key, the way you haunt my dreams. No, they can't take that away from me. We may never meet again on the bumpy road to love. Still, I'll always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we dance till 3, the way you changed my life. No, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me. We may never meet again on the bumpy road. Still, I'll always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we dance till 3, the way you changed my life. No, they can't take that away from me. me. No, they can't take that away from me. From me. From me. They can't take that away from me. No.